you know what? Might as well start at this point. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this little podcast of ours, the Social Isolation Podcast. Very far away from me, but still pretty close. Are Mr. SnipingWizard, many may know him, and my guest over here, RatPixie and JiB.
Hello!
My fellow little streamer friends. The burrito blanket is right here, mister, but it shall not be to use today. welcome everyone.
Where's that Valdino?
So, we're having a little podcast over here. Just having a little talk about everything that's going on because everything is chaos and the whole world is on fire. But we have Discord and we have Twitch and we have everything that's going on, everything that's connecting us, and we want to talk about that. We want to talk about stuff like that.
Jesus connects all of us.
Jesus connects all of us.
Jesus connected me in my special place.
Wow.
Wait a second, what? No,
Alright. Alright. So, I guess since all of us are streamers, we have some kind of connection to just social distancing because we distance ourselves socially on a very frequent basis, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it distancing.
I've experienced social distancing in action today. I received a parcel and I felt very weird when the person that was delivering it told me to stay by my door instead of coming up to him to take it. And I was just like, yeah.
It wasn't even Corona, he just didn't like you.
He literally didn't like me, yeah.
I mean,
I came downstairs. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my parcel. And he's like, okay, just stay there. And he put it on the floor and he was like, instead of signature, I need to take a picture of your door as a proof that I delivered it. Do you want to be in the picture or do you want to step away? I'm like, I'm gonna, okay.
I'd get in the picture. I'd be like,
hey! I should have.
No, I think that's like something every one of those parcel deliverers is doing right now. And I mean, it's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generally. Just, I think they're, like, usually you have to sign your packages and everything. They just don't do that at the moment where I'm at.
Ooh, that's time for
No,
crime.
instead of that, they take a picture. That's a proof that they have delivered it to what they said by leaving the parcel by the door.
Wait, so they're actually doing a, so they're actually doing, like, pictures? Because I don't think we have that here.
He literally took a picture.
Not being funny, you've always got a camera on you.
And he asked for my surname to you know, to confirm that the packages were for me. So I told him, and then he was like, I'm just gonna take a picture of the door. So he didn't explain it to me, but I assumed it's because then he can use this to prove that he delivered it instead of a signature.
I mean, for us, I think they don't even have to do that. Like, they literally just plop the package down in front of our doors and then go on their merry way.
I mean, it depends who, because I had another delivery yesterday from Amazon directly, and they didn't require anything. That one was from DPD, which is one of the like companies that just I don't even know how to explain it.
Sorry.
Like FedEx.
Hmm?
I got this one, okay? Ooh.
Thank you.
Oh, shit, what?
Thank you, JiB. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is your job now. All the oohs are yours now. This stream.
Oh, I wanted to do ooh. Okay.
No. Not all the oohs. Just that one for Valdi.
Okay. So, all the oohs are still open for everyone, I guess. But yeah, like, I think most of our lives have been basically flipped upside down. I mean, a lot of people around here are like, I mean, except for yours, Wiz, but we already know that.
I don't know that. I want to listen.
This has turned into 2 squares.
Yeah, he's practicing social distancing as its finest. He doesn't even want to show his face.
Yes, I am anonymous. No, but yeah, I like how as soon as I don't have school for like a day, my sleeping schedule shifts like by about like 3 different time zones. So I'm living on America time right now.
Nice.
Just kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, I sleep in as well. I know I actually have some friends who like try to wake up at the normal times that they would, and try to get work done and everything. But I mean, I can also get work done later, and I just stay up
Yeah.
until 2. So
I can't relate. I'm working from home.
that sucks.
That is a valid point. I should actually stop working from home.
I
right now.
mean, like, my work is basically just like studying and stream work, so I'm pretty free
Yeah.
in what I do. So I'm pretty glad about that. I'm especially glad that like I don't have to rely on income and everything yet. I'm so free. I'm so free and
Mama takes care of you.
unaffected. Yeah, exactly.
Mama's taking care of all of us.
Yeah.
We love Mama.
And Mama loves Pixie. Just
Yes,
exclusively
she
Pixie.
does.
Yeah. Doesn't love me.
Aw.
Aw, I
no.
mean, she hasn't gotten to know you yet, really.
She hasn't met you. I mean, if you speak any Polish to her, I think you will get some points.
Oh shit! Wait, I gotta learn Polish.
Ha!
Not
You
even-
guys could learn together.
I mean, yeah, but Polish is
Spiu
also.
dalej, uczę się.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ucz się lepiej. Ucz się lepiej.
Here's your Italian.
Well, yeah. Why are you going Italian on me?
I just do constantly.
Italian, Polish, all the same, definitely.
All the
It's
same.
all Europe.
We are family. Okay, no, this is not gonna turn into that.
Karaoke
One
stream.
big patchwork family.
Wait, did someone say podcast? I thought we said karaoke stream.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
No. Mm-mm. I can sing with you later. Of the stream.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty nice that at least if you can't go outside to meet people, you at least have the opportunity to like talk to people on Discord or just like this.
Ow, sorry.
Yeah, I personally have been really enjoying just even sitting in a voice chat with people, even if they don't say much, but it makes you feel like you have that extra there. Like, not being funny, because me and JiB are both working from home. He's literally in the other room, but it's not the same as having someone like in the same space, let's say. Because I don't want to be interrupting his work, but if someone is on a voice chat with me, so for example, shout out to First Falcon and Otter Panda and Voters, actually, because they've been joining me in the voice chat quite often, and I've been just sitting in Discord on the voice chat saying nothing, complaining about like emails and stuff like that, and they would just be there like for me, like, yeah, Bell!
Hi, what's
Just a
up?
reason to talk to yourself.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
basically, yeah. I've also
Yeah.
like I have time now, and I'm able to like talk to people that I haven't been able to talk to before because, for example, I've like a buddy in Austria, who's studying there. I haven't talked to him in like 2 years, and now we finally managed to chat up. Or just generally people from stream that I've gotten to know and that I usually don't really have much opportunity to talk to or play games
Haven't
with.
really spoken to me.
That's true. No, but I'm trying.
Just guilting.
Still getting work done.
It's fine. Me and Tabea having a karaoke date after the stream.
Do we? I mean, alright.
We are.
Oh, no.
Off the stream.
You're all right. As you can disconnect from the call and you won't be able to hear them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jib, you can come over. We're gonna do some console gaming session or whatever. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, just take a bite. Come over.
Have fun, you guys. Bye.
There he goes.
Okay, so Jib is gone now.
Crab rave.
I'm on my way.
Oh wait,
On your-
no. Germany's not that bad, dude.
I mean, it is pretty bad.
I gotta get through
gotta
the rest
say.
of the UK.
Apparently, Germany is not as bad as the rest of the European countries.
Really? I mean, I know that like Italy's pretty
Better
bad.
than Italy, yeah.
and
No, Italy is like the worst. Italy
Yeah.
and then Spain. It's just,
Obviously,
it's
yeah.
awful. It's
I've been there
absolutely
once, and
awful.
it's like it's really bad there.
Yeah. Like, we have some
I-
relatives and everything in Italy, and they're also saying, like, how bad the whole situation is, like, especially
Yeah.
since, like a lot of people are living together, or, like, at least as far as I've seen it when I was there, people are a lot closer, generally, than here in Germany, so
I
just
mean,
affects them even
I'll be
more.
honest. I haven't traveled much through Germany or Italy, and I would imagine, like what you mentioned now, that the amount of people that lives close by, it's definitely affecting the numbers of infected.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, for example, I think the U.S. is at the time at the top of the
Number
infected.
one,
Yeah.
US.
Definitely, yeah.
USA
It's like
first.
number one of number of infection. But it's like a really big country, so it's difficult to say how
Yeah.
bad it really is. Because I mean, like 3 cases
I
over like
mean-
a giant country are different than 3 cases in like one little city.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because obviously, if people are looking at China and thinking that that country is going to have the most deaths and the most infected, which it's based on the fact that this is where the whole thing originated from.
Yeah.
But we also need to think about how much poverty actually is in China and how many people don't live in the main cities, and they may actually be living on complete outskirts of a first world societies. They might not have such a free access to medical healthcare, and it might be very difficult for them to even get to like the nearest hospital.
I mean, yeah.
So that
That's-
might be affecting how many people have been tested so far in a country like China.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, China is one of the most most populated countries in the world. So of course, like having a virus start there and then spread this rapidly, of course they're gonna be very, very harshly affected by that.
Yeah, no, obviously.
For example, I think I've talked to someone from Estonia in yesterday's stream, and they said they had like 3,000 cases, which I thought, yeah, you know, it's alright, but they have a population of like 1.3 million people overall. So, in comparison, that's quite a lot. Even though,
That's a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
It's just a city.
yeah, basically.
I think what we have to do to stuff like America, where they have a lot of infected people, to help them out get to a lower number, we have to spread out all the people over different countries.
We are not doing leprosy colonies again.
Oh,
Send them all
No,
to
no.
Australia.
Bad.
That was a bad idea.
No,
It
trust me on this.
Depends
Trust
on
me
the
on this.
colony, but it was a bad idea.
No. We just take all the infected and spread them out over different countries.
Again, we are not doing leprosy colonies again.
Ah, it's not as bad as it sounds.
Are you sure about that? Oh
Ah,
god.
I mean,
We
we are
won't know
not
until
doing
we
any
try.
camps, any colonies. We're not spreading out the nations. We're not doing any of that.
Yeah. I mean,
Everyone needs to
the,
stay
the,
put.
the Polish one telling the German one, we're not doing any camps.
Yeah, that's what I just thought about too.
Yeah, I thought about that now.
hey, I mean, if they're already there.
Okay, so
Okay, no.
good to
Wow.
know.
Scrap that.
Time to do some
Let me
social
call Mama.
distancing
Let
from
me
you.
call Mama. I've got her number.
Oh, for legal
Okay.
reasons, that's a joke.
This fucking monkey.
No.
Alrighty.
Alright, but I mean,
for legal reasons, Tabea's opinion is not the opinion of the German
Yes,
government
no.
and not any other government for that reason.
yeah, exactly.
Hashtag not all Germans.
Oh god.
I'm gonna send all of you quite interesting website that has apparently it's a legitimate statistics updated quite
You know-
often.
You know Tabea can't actually click
Oh,
on that.
shit.
This is true.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. Well, that's looking
Yeah.
bad.
Wait,
Well, that's looking real bad.
how do I get to Tabea? I'm just gonna.
I mean, I can't open Discord right now because you guys are all there.
You could just copy and paste the link into Twitch chat, I suppose.
That is
I
true.
was wondering if the censorship's gonna happen.
Censorship.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh right, I didn't
don't-
even know. Like, I think we have a similar site to this, from like a German newspaper. But yeah, I mean, generally,
Jonas, no, we're not killing infected people. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, what?
yeah, people are making jokes about that in like
Ah.
North Korea That's how they handle it. That's like a reoccurring
This-
joke.
It's like a school system. If you have some students that are below the average, you just kick them out from school.
You just killed them, and then
No,
the
no, no!
average
You
grade
kick them
goes
out of school. Why do you want to?
then
Don't
the average
kill
grade
them.
goes up.
I'm sorry, Timmy, you didn't get that higher score on your test. You didn't get.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
God.
Timmy. You should have practiced more.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, Timmy, you didn't do well enough to live.
Oh no. That's so
No,
bad.
no.
Sorry,
let's
your
not joke
assignment
like
was
that.
not good enough.
Oh my god.
God.
No.
That's so cruel. I mean, generally, it also has like some positive parts because, like, everyone's talking about. A lot of people are talking about how like the rivers are getting cleaner and everything. Animals are coming back because there's just generally less people
It's
around.
It's been
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
To be fair, the
Most
amount
of
of
the-
butterflies I've seen, just butterflies, like they're everywhere.
So how
Yeah.
about we do this a bit
I had
longer?
birds outside the other day because they were not drowned by the sound of the continuous traffic.
Yeah, you laugh, but we don't hear birds here
We
Just-
don't, we
just-
don't
just
often hear
never?
them, no. Not
unless
often.
they've been hit by a car.
Oh.
No.
Just one shriek.
No. That's so mean.
Got a
Oh
duck
my
voice.
That's the only time.
So mean.
It's literally like you barely hear them, or they're flying into windows. That's a big killer for birds in the UK.
I mean, we live like mostly on the. I don't know if you can
It's
call it
a
countryside.
woodpecker.
It's like a bit outside of the city, so it's pretty alright.
Some of
But
our
yeah.
vans are painted green. That's the same thing, right?
Oh god.
God, no, that's so mean. But also, they aren't actually closing down all the like, what are they called, like building sites and everything, like where they built up the roads and everything. So they actually now have the opportunity to put glass fiber everywhere because Germany is still living in the Stone Age in regards to that.
Yeah.
So
What?
yeah,
In the Stone Age of what?
It's a
Just the
cuckoo, there's a
internet.
panda.
Oh,
Yeah,
internet.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, I remember the conversation.
like they're at least keeping these sites open, so like they're using the time where no one's on the streets to like build them up.
Did Wiz die?
No,
What?
don't worry, it was cosmetic.
I'm always dead.
It's fine.
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, you still haven't loaded. I think
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't
maybe
know
if
why.
you stop the webcam, we can at least see your profile picture.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. That's your face. That's how you look.
Majestic motherfucking beard.
Yep.
Wait, let me try. Does it
Yeah.
work?
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'm pretty honestly, since I don't
No.
really have to work yet, I'm pretty glad I just have more time to do stuff that I've been wanting to do for ages now, like picking back up on sewing
Picking your
and
nose.
just yeah, definitely
Yeah.
at least half an hour a day. And just generally getting more stuff done, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, just rub in my face.
What?
on.
Aww.
No, I'm
I'm
joking.
sorry.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
Hey,
even
I
if
get
you
I get to do my chores before 6 p.m. in the evening.
nice.
See,
But
I mean, I had the same thought that I could also get some stuff done, and now I'm thinking, well, I mean, I won't have school for the next 5 years. No, but like the next few weeks, so I might as well do it later. So I still don't get shit done.
God.
No, I got like plans and I started doing yoga and shit. Yeah.
Oh, have
It's
you
pretty
used that
good.
app that I told you about?
No, I haven't actually. I don't know if I think I downloaded it, but I haven't actually used it yet.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah,
Like I
it's
said,
pretty
I
good.
re-downloaded it myself, and I'm gonna be using it probably tomorrow.
Yeah. And like even if you still have to work from home, so you have to do stuff, at least you spare time on travel time that you don't have to use up anymore. Especially if you have like a very long way to work, which I guess
I mean-
depends on what you work as.
I'll be honest. I am saving money on not going to work physically. I'm saving on my travel card. So yeah,
Mhm. I mean, that's
Saving
pretty
me on
good.
fuel.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just replying to
Bye-bye,
Dumbo in the
Cuckoo.
chat.
It's
Bye,
fine. It's fine. It's
Coco.
fine. But yeah, at least we're having a global pandemic at at a day and age where everyone sits inside a lot, anyways, and has stuff
Yeah.
to do at home. Like the glorious internet. Imagine if we had like this pandemic. I don't know what 20 years ago.
Oh, they
Well,
had one like
I mean, they did like
we
swine
had-
flu and stuff like that, but I heard
Yeah,
it
we
wasn't as bad.
you had like Spanish flu that wiped out pretty much. I think it was a quarter of the world's population, was it? I don't know. Check those numbers.
I mean, of
Yeah,
course, we
that
always
was-
had like plagues and stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, like in the last
Staying true to the
half
20s.
century. It's
I
pretty good
am
that
googling this right now.
like there are a lot of extroverted people out there who are really suffering, but I'm just sitting at home at my PC just thinking,
Hey, all I can think about, because I kind of covered that topic with people at work when I was still in the office, that in Japan, for example, there is a set type of people they are referred to as a hikikomori, which basically means
Oh,
that they
yeah.
are people that they literally don't leave the house for either reasons due to the mental health or the fact that they are scared of the outside, like spreading of diseases, for example, accidental deaths outside, just any kind of reason. Those people actually stay inside, and I would think on one side, I'm thinking they are well prepared, like mentally, for this, for what's happening right now. But on the other side, now it's a lot of other people tapping into the same resources that those people are used to. So, like, deliveries of food and panic buying and stuff like that, which it's a whole different topic.
yeah.
Still included in the whole coronavirus issue.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it's quite interesting that we basically have a global pandemic, and we have a lot of people that are now being told to stay at home. But you already had a lot of people that were doing that for different reasons for
Yeah.
years of their life.
Definitely. I mean, nowadays you can even like order groceries and everything right to
You
your
can order a
home.
Oh,
coffee.
yeah.
Yeah, you can order coffee.
Yeah.
Wait, just like a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Yep,
Wait,
How
like
much do you pay for
a
that?
brewed cup of coffee?
like £30. But
Yeah.
but yeah, Starbucks will do deliveries.
Ah, yes, nothing like a morning cup of $30 coffee.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, if you're
I mean-
saving on your travel costs,
I don't
why
think
not?
travel cost to your closest Starbucks would be $30.
You just walk outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been told by our national healthcare that I can't leave home for the next 12 weeks.
What the fuck?
So,
Like not at all, not even
like, I can open a window and I can open a door and step outside, but I should avoid any human contact for the next 12 weeks. And basically, this is the reason why JiB is working from home, because if he would be going outside to work, he then is basically affecting the whole protection that I have from staying at home myself.
Yeah, your quarantine basically means shit if I go out every day. I mean,
Yeah.
I did have some plans. I was going to go clubbing on my own, like no one else there.
You can go as
just
soon as the
break
pandemic is over.
break into the club and dance to no music.
Yeah, being a dancing queen.
Oh, what do homeless people do when they can't be outside?
Stay at home.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't reading into it, but at the moment, I don't really think they get much protection.
This is one of those
They never get much
moments.
protection.
No, but do they get fined?
I mean, why would they get
But how would they pay?
This is one of those moments where I was trying to warn Tabea about having me on her Twitch channel. So I'm just going to mute myself until you guys change topic.
Why? Why? What is it? Oh no, he muted himself. No.
Oh,
But why?
God,
Why?
he
I don't.
muted
I don't know what
himself.
he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know why he
I mean,
muted
you can
himself.
try to lip read, but
I don't know. I can't
he's
lip
probably
read. Plus,
just
it's
talking shit about
pixelated.
us. Honestly, Drip's probably
I
just
wasn't
talking shit about us.
you. I just had a little bit of a rant that was probably not considered funny by many people unless they have a dark, dark place that they call their soul.
Oof. But I mean, like, aside from all the coronavirus deaths, I think there are a lot of more people affected just like mentally, because a lot of people are really relying on like meeting people for
I mean, human species is a very social species.
yeah.
We do need, in some way, human contact. If it's not just speaking to someone, then physical contact as well. That's something that we need for a healthy development at the early stages when we are babies and stuff like that. There are people that do feel like they want to stay away from the society, and that's okay. I'm saying in general.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's definitely really good for at least people in our generation that we do have this means of staying in touch with other people. Like, for example, now we are on Discord, we're just chatting. We are except for me and JiB, obviously, but we are in 2 separate countries right now, and we can just keep in touch. We can constantly talk.
The only problem I have with that is what you just started with. We're our generation.
Yeah, no, I was just about to lead to that. So, for example, with my mom, because she is from the older generation, I try to text with her as much as possible because she, at the moment, is at home. And she tells me that she doesn't have much to do with herself, so she's going a bit stir crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
Not being
imagine
funny.
if you like, if you're a bit older and, for example, your significant other that you used to live with dies, like a lot of people, like a lot of old people do, and now your family can't even visit you, so you don't have any means of like, or you don't have a lot of means or of just doing stuff, because most of the time
Yes,
you're just meeting up with family and everything. I mean,
yeah, but
if I'm
you
talking,
do.
if I'm thinking like my great grandmother who is in a like, what's it called?
Nursing home.
Yeah, no, nursing home basically. I mean, she can't really meet anyone at the moment, and there's not much
Why not?
they can do. They won't allow it,
Why
like
can't
by
she?
law, like by
But
law,
she's not
because
allowed on the internet.
I mean, she's allowed on the internet, but she doesn't have a
Well,
computer,
this is the thing.
and yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like all this can't and everything else. It's people not doing what they want. It's the same with the whole Uber and taxi drivers. The coal mines. When the coal mines closed, everyone was sad because lots of coal miners lost their work. But they knew it was coming. They knew it was coming for 5 to 10 years. And in 5 to 10 years, if you haven't learned how to use a tool or a product that you think could be useful to you, it's your own fault.
I mean, I guess you could
There's
say
there's
that.
hundreds of thousands of programs just in the UK alone. I bet there's tons in Germany. I bet there's France, Italy, wherever. People, if they don't know how to use the internet, a product or a tablet or something like Facebook, whatever, there's courses they can do that are pretty much free.
I really like what Dumba literally just said in Tabea's chat, if you don't mind me reading it. So Dumba said that his mom, 60-something, asked him to install her Google Duo, and she's now constantly in contact with her friends, doing voice calls over the phone, so it's not that bad. So there are means for people that have... Yeah, so Dumba's literally just going, preach, JiB, preach. So,
I mean,
yeah, we...
She
No,
asked
it's
someone
fine,
to
it's fine.
teach her. She got taught, and now she's using it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not saying everyone from that generation is like that, but
No.
like a lot of people are.
Two things. One, I'm only arguing because we're all on. Two,
You cutting off a little bit.
sorry, I said two things.
I think the mic literally just censored what you said about yourself.
Probably.
You're only arguing because you wanna. And then you didn't.
I said I'm only really arguing because we're in an environment where we should be arguing because
Yeah,
we're discussing.
definitely. No, it's a valid point.
And it's just literally the only problem I had with what you said is you said can't.
Okay, I may have worded that wrong, but
Okay,
yeah.
that's all. That's the only thing I have a problem with. People can do, like, I can set up a mic setup with this and this and this, and I can stream and I can do this, and that means every single one of you guys can do it too. That means that your nan can do it. It means that, some person in a third world country that doesn't have access to the internet, if they put their mind to it, they can get it. They can do it.
Definitely. For example, like for me at home, as sad as it sounds, I know, I'm the one who usually does anything that's about like installing stuff or just writing emails sometimes and just doing all the stuff that is necessary to keep everything running. And I'm already trying to tell like my parents and my brother and everything, you gotta learn how to do it yourself. I can't just do it all the time, like fix your stuff and everything. But they're like they're not noticing that I'm gonna move out soon and they gotta know themselves how to do stuff on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, not the best example at the moment because you're living there for, I'm presuming, free.
Yeah,
But when
that's
you're
true.
not living there for
Like,
free,
I would teach
start
them.
charging them.
Well, that's actually a good tip.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
people will learn soon enough when they're not being charged. When they're being charged.
I mean, like, I'd love to teach them, but they're just like, just do it for me. Like, just do
Yeah.
it for me. I don't care.
Well,
Just
I mean, no disrespect to your parents
Yeah.
whatsoever, but it's laziness.
Yeah, you
Yes.
accustomed them.
like, just.
You are the part of the problem.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
You are the part of the problem.
I'm sorry.
I think that's what Corona's good for, because you, like, for the past few years, or like ever since technology was a thing, older people are like, wow, technology bad, chalk good, book good, internet bad. But
Yeah.
now this is like the perfect example to show him that the internet is actually really good and useful.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Sorry, it's just that this is the good part about Corona.
Well, it is.
This is the good
How else-
part.
how else
Obviously,
could you say it?
killing
like now
thousands.
everyone is forced to learn how
Yeah,
to use
that's
the
the bad
internet because
part.
otherwise,
No, they're not. They could just sit down with a good book.
Good point, yeah.
They could just sit down with other people in the household, with social distancing implied, and talk. Enjoy
No,
company of other people.
whoa. No, come on.
Wow.
okay.
I shall not take it personally this time.
But like, imagine people just straight up living at home and not being able to go outside to meet anyone, just living on their own alone.
I've
Sounds like a
had it
dream.
today. Like, I had a
Shout
conference
out of
call
the
at work.
window.
I've
Yeah.
actually seen videos of like people going onto their balconies and just having
Yeah.
concerts and stuff with the other people on the other
Conversations.
balconies.
I've seen a beautiful video of an Italian opera
What?
Opera.
singer, and he literally just given a free concert to people that live in his area, and I literally cried listening to this. It
Which
was
is great if you
absolutely
want it.
beautiful. No, it's great if you want it. I did think that to myself, because I'm thinking, like, what if I was living right there and I'm trying to have a conversation?
You're trying
or
to
trying
stream. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I can hear from the other side, like, whoa.
Like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Am I
You're
dying?
like, Jim, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I should
Stop being
try
so
that.
dramatic.
They could do like one of those phones where you have a can and like connected
Yeah,
with strings,
right.
but like via the whole neighborhood. Just gotta toss it over the fence, and then like you can set it up.
See,
Just have like a
but then,
pretty
phone
sure that-
network like that.
but then you still, your germs are then on that can, and then someone's touching it.
No, like with
Yeah.
a glove.
With a glove,
a-
yeah, just
Oh. Okay.
Or you could
But then
just
the
use
glove,
this
but the glove is not
telephone.
100%.
or you could just use an actual telephone. That was just
Or in this day and age,
Discord.
in this day and age, when most of the people do have access to this sort of thing, like even a smartphone,
Yeah.
we just need to, you know. I mean, my family, it's okay. Most of them are all, well, most of the members of my family that I want to keep in touch with. Not casting shade on anyone. They
Like
do
Alexa.
contact me by Facebook. I do like Skype calls with my mom mostly.
Mm.
And other than that, it's just my mom is then telling me who she was talking on the phone with from the extended family. Then she just passing the messages to me. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, for example, I
Just
have a friend
Skype?
my age who like she puts tape over her camera and she isn't very technologically versatile, and I helped her install Discord recently, and today we talked over video chat for the first time in like a while. Like it's been a while that we've actually seen each other, and she was so happy
Like,
because.
what's going on? Confused, screaming. Oh, Ben, can you actually make me joke?
But yeah, she was so happy that like we were able to see each other after so long,
Yeah.
and like it's sad that people don't usually take the opportunity to do stuff like that if there isn't necessarily a global pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
So, in a way, Corona does have its good sides.
I mean, yeah, except for the death and suffering, but
Look
know?
I mean, I see Wiz's point, because it is true. This is like, this not just one-sided coin.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
There are
of
things
course
that
it
will come to
overweighs,
place
like-
that will come out to be better for overall society. Although it is such a shame that so many people have suffered and died so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
of
is absolutely
course.
outstanding how many people have been reported dead in Italy alone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like, by the way, like,
990
I'm not-
people.
But
that
I'm
died
not
in
saying that that Corona is good. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No,
I'm just
I know.
trying to say we have to use this for
We're
the
taking the
better.
piss. Don't worry, Wiz. Calm down.
Okay, good. Just
No,
want to get
I
that out.
understand exactly what you mean. Like, we need to take this as an opportunity to get something
Yeah.
good out of the bad situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, staying in touch with people.
But yeah, I think we can say that. Like, of course, it is bad that people are dying and suffering, but the good consequences obviously are there of it. Well,
Dumbo's literally saying what I was about to say in a second. Look at the military conflicts, which we don't hear now because COVID-19 is selling better in the news.
yeah, of
Ooh.
course. That's like a thing that's been
Oh.
annoying me for a while now. Like
There'll be
we had
so many.
conflicts before this, and now every single
Yep.
news story is about the virus.
Yeah, but you know what's so good?
Hmm?
No one's hearing about Brexit.
Yeah.
Oh no, we recently heard something about
Uh,
that.
Did you
We're
hear
trying to
something
postpone
saying?
it.
But what about Brexit? No.
Oh.
No. I mean, there's a lot of things that probably will go under the rug or be done in the meantime as we are being told all of the corona updates
Yeah, exactly.
in the news. So there will be a couple of things that will come out in a couple of weeks or months that have
Right,
been
pollution
done.
was down.
I would love to have
under
like
the
a
radar.
live. I would love to have like a live ticker that is everything except Corona. So, like,
You can do that, I think.
Can I do a shameless
last-
plug?
Yeah, do it.
of
Go for
course.
it.
I'm doing a stream tomorrow with one of the presenters from work, and we're doing news bits about everything but Corona.
Oh, damn.
Sounds pretty decent.
I am noting one fact about Dyson to do with Corona, but yeah.
All right, sounds pretty good. But yeah, I'm. When all of this is
That
over,
makes
it's
it-
gonna be interesting to see what has happened in the meantime. That everything was chaos. But I think
Yeah.
even in politics, the focus is still on like the whole virus situation and like how to pay people, how to not let the whole entire economy collapse and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Economy's getting a huge kick in the ass anyway. There's just no way.
Yeah,
This is
basically.
gonna go
But I mean,
badly.
Toilet roll's doing pretty well.
For now.
Time to buy a factory.
Yeah. It's so weird because like we have stuff in stock and they explicitly said that they are not gonna run out and they're constantly gonna refill stuff and the grocery stores are gonna stay open no matter what. And people are still panic buying to the point where you have to well, quote unquote have to buy in bulk after some time because you know otherwise it'll be gone just as
Then you're
quick.
part of the
I
problem.
No,
like how
I'm not
quickly you
doing that,
corrected
but some
yourself
people
there
are
with, like, quote unquote, just because it's like
Yeah.
she spoke with me before.
No.
Have to, really? Do you have to?
I
No,
know what
like
you
I'm
mean,
not
I know
I'm
what
not
you mean.
doing that. I just know that some people think like that.
Like my
Like
mom.
we have relatives who do stuff like that even though
Yep.
everyone tells them no, that is stupid. Just don't do that. Just buy the
It's
amount
panic.
you need.
I wonder
buy
how people
what
can
you
even
need.
keep that up. Because, like, if you buy in bulk for like a month on like just ongoingly. How do you even keep that up? Because you have to buy so much
yeah.
food and you have to store it and you have to use it. How do you even use that much food?
And that's gonna be a big problem. Not long from now, because a lot of people, if people buy in like canned food and stuff that have a long expiry date or the long shelf life,
Mm.
it's okay. You know, they will stop purchasing as much the longer this will go on because they will already have a stock. But if they buy in fresh produce like meat, and
Yeah.
they actually don't eat it, that those 3 chickens that they bought with the same expiry date, if they don't eat them, some of that will just go to waste.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
Exactly.
that's just such a big shame, because we already have a big food waste problem anyway. We really don't need this as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no expiry date on toilet paper.
No, but everyone
So,
is cheating
yeah.
themselves. So
Exactly. I still don't
Oh,
know
well.
why toilet paper. Why?
Especially like, how much can you buy?
How much
Oh,
do
you
you
can buy a
shit?
lot.
But like,
Maybe
how?
that's-
Where do you keep the stuff you buy? I get it. Maybe you can buy like 15 billion rolls of toilet paper, but where do you
can
keep
coat
it?
your house with it.
That's a
and it's
prank.
fine
You can-
It's just
until
cheap house
you can
isolation.
throw it at people
Insulation.
that came too close.
you can wrap yourself in it, and you're completely safe from coronavirus.
That's the plan. Just get bubble wrap.
If
Oh,
you
God.
just wrap yourself all in toilet paper, and then when you finally done the last bit, sneeze.
Oh, God.
No, it doesn't go out. It sticks inside, but then the toilet paper gets wet.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And you can see it from the outside.
Oh, my God. No.
just the eyes and the mouth and nose are wet in the face on the outside
Ew,
of the
stop
toilet
saying
paper.
wet like that. It's
Moist. Ah, yes.
Oh, God.
Moist
Yeah.
tissue.
Oh, God. Why?
I mean,
Put some
going,
gravy on the chicken.
stop it. I mean, just going back to the whole that you are being basically forced to get different amount of food that you want to for yourself, even if you try not to panic buy. Just the other day when I was still allowed outside, when we went to the store, and I actually wanted to get some rice for just dinner, right? I don't need God knows how much rice to eat and stuff like that. But the only
It's not
bag
very
that was
bad.
literally the only bag that was available was like a 2 kilogram one or like 3 kilogram one, and I was just like, I don't need this much rice. But it's literally the only bag that's available, and I was just standing there in the queue holding this bag, thinking to myself like, am I the part of the problem?
I mean,
how did it come to this?
How did it come to this?
But for example, I or we at home, we buy a lot of canned tomatoes because I like to make a quick tomato soup. And then I'm sitting there with my 5 cans of canned tomatoes, and I'm like, I swear I'm not panic buying. I just eat a lot of tomato soup.
Just standing there thinking, am I being judged as much as I judge the other people?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like,
I went to do my weekly shop. It affected me so much, made me feel so guilty. I walked out with just a chocolate bar.
What? Well, that's a chocolate bar someone else didn't get to eat, so I hope you're fine.
It was a Twix too, so there was 2 of them. I could have shared.
I just remember making a very loud, snarky comment, which was kind of uncalled for, but I still made a comment out loud in this shop because I said like, "Oh look, maybe I would make some enchiladas because that's tortillas," and there was like a pile of tortillas. I'm like, because for that I don't need either pasta or rice, and we can still get by with what we have. How about this? You know, it was just so weird. I mean, I'm typically prepping a lot of food ahead for dinners for like throughout the week.
Yeah.
But this time I did kind of put a lot of stuff in the freezer as well, just so I have that peace of mind without panic buying, just using up stuff that I already had in the fridge, because I just don't want to feel like I am part of the problem, even though I am.
Yeah, of course. And like, I've tried picking up just cooking. Like, I don't know, if I have time, just let me cook at home. But it's really difficult because like all the flour is sold out. Most condiments, like all
Yeah.
the cans are sold out. Just
Yeah, it seems to be toilet paper, pasta, rice, eggs, and flour.
yeah, like the basic
And then
things. And most people won't even use that. They just keep
Yep.
it stashed because they think that, I don't know, this is what they should buy to stay alive. I just want to make
Like,
some bread.
Like, that's something I shamed my mother for, because she handles the groceries, and as soon as people started bulk buying, she came home with like a giant amount of pasta and like ready soups, the stuff you just pour in water. And I immediately was just angry at her, because she was like, no, I'm not hamster buying, but like, we need this. It's like, no, you're part of the freaking problem.
oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, my mom luckily is pretty okay with that.
Aw,
Like, we're
your
not.
mum's pretty.
Yeah, my mom's also pretty. No, she like, at least she's reasonable with that, and I don't know. We just keep buying groceries normally, but we did spend much more money on groceries than we usually do, just for the sake, because you go to the store with like a list of what you need to buy, and you always kind of buy like three or five things more just because you see it. That's like, I think that's what happens to most people when they go shopping. They have like 3 things on the list and they buy 10.
Yep.
But yeah, and then
I never had
like
that
1
problem.
or 2 things are missing because they're completely sold out, and we have to go back to a store or another store, and then we buy these things, but also like the 3 or 4 more things that usually come with it, and yeah, it's pretty annoying.
I mean, at the moment, if you're trying to do online shopping, it actually restricts you of how many items you can put in the basket. So, for example, if
Mm.
I was looking at Tesco's to see how bad the situation is with the delivery, which is very bad. 3 weeks up front, no delivery slots available.
Mm.
Because obviously now at the moment when I can't leave outside, I need to think how we will get food once we run out of what we have. So unfortunately, JiB would need to go outside and fend for our family.
I have the tools. It's fine.
Yes. But for example, when I wanted to just add onions to the basket, as soon as I went up to, because it's loose onions, so I'm thinking, how many onions would I need for different dinners that I want to make? Probably at least like 3 or 4. And as you get into the number 3 of the quantity, it says like, you've reached the quantity of 3 of this item, and that's it, and nothing else. No explanation, no anything like that. You can't go past it. So they're actually putting this kind of restrictions on at least the online shopping. And from what I've seen around, the people now being policed at the checkouts when they're being told like you can only get this kind of quantity of stuff, which should have been done from the very first moment before the whole panic kicked in. But we obviously wasn't done for whatever reason. It just wasn't done.
Exactly. Like, I was shopping the other day, and like a dude tried to buy a bit of like flour, maybe like 4 or 5 packets, and the cashier just said, "Oh, you can only get like 3 packets of flour." And the dude got so angry at this poor cashier just because she couldn't hand him out more flour. And my mom was shopping on her own recently, and she also like tried to get like 1 or 2 packets of flour because we ran out and it doesn't sell anywhere. And a dude just literally packed his whole cart full of flour, and
Oh, hell yeah.
like she tried to hold him accountable, just, what are you doing? And he just said, "Oh, I have 5 children, like, are you gonna feed your children pure flour with a spoon?" Just like,
Here you
I
go,
mean,
kids, enjoy.
I think in the end he had to like put everything back out again, but just generally, like, why maybe they wouldn't buy flour for weeks normally, but now they're just stacking up on it.
I feel like a lot of people that do the bulk buys at the moment might be the people that are trying to get something out of this whole situation. To, like, let's say they are a shop owner themselves, so what they want is they want to get flour from other places, so then they can put it on their shelves and mark up the prices, or even put it on eBay. I've seen stuff like that on eBay.
Oh, the masks too. That's like
Oh,
one of the
masks
big
is
things.
just ridiculous.
it's
You don't
insane.
need them anyway. It's just fucking
Yeah, no, but you can
stupid.
still sell like 10 of them for 50 bucks. It's
No, yeah,
ridiculous.
exactly. Because
But
it's just.
Like, literally, you don't need them. Just stay home, wash your hands, and.
But you will always have people that trying to get something out of the situation. You always will have people that trying to be clever and
there's
beat
always-
the system.
There's always going to be people trying to
Exactly.
profiteer.
Exactly. There's always people
Yeah.
that will try to get a profit out of other people's misery
Yeah.
or panic, just anything like that. So,
Definitely.
like I said, saying that there was a guy trying to get that much flour, and he has five. Oh, Wiz just disconnected. Oh no, he's fine.
I'm like
Like
trying to
he has
get the camera.
5 children. I would be honest with you. I called bollocks because he
Yeah.
probably is using the excuse because it gets the sympathy out of people. Because
Yeah.
then maybe someone would let him off because he said, "No, I have 5 kids. Like you can't do this to me. I need to feed them. I'm worried about it." I was like, "No, you're probably not. You probably own a shop yourself."
I need to feed them with these 15 packets of flour.
Exactly. So if you have 5 children and you see there's a problem to fend for them, why did you decide to have 5 children in the first place?
No, but like, just generally, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, some people just have to buy a lot of food. You don't go grocery shopping most of the time with your whole family, so maybe I think for example, I have a buddy at school who has 10 siblings. And I just imagine them trying to go shopping now when they actually need that much food, not even bulk buying, but just buying normally.
Whoever they send out.
He needs a lot of flour.
whoever they send out for shopping for the fending for food, for the recon of food, they should have a picture of the family with all of them on the back, just plastered over there. Like, I don't panic buy. I just have a fuck on the siblings.
Take the family photo with you.
No, apparently
Exactly.
what they have to do,
I think you're buying
is
too
just
much.
eat toilet paper.
Yeah, just
That's
eat
what it's
toilet
for.
paper. Toilet paper
Make
lasagna, like
moonshine out of it.
layer it with dishwasher tabs, and then
Maybe that's what they're
put it
buying
in the
toilet paper.
oven.
They're making moonshine out of it, and then they're selling it in the apocalypse. They're just
What,
preparing.
toilet paper?
Yeah, you can make moonshine from toilet paper.
How?
Don't fucking ask me.
It's not very good.
But it's also not hard
Have
to
you
do.
tried or what?
No, I just assume that toilet paper moonshine doesn't taste like strawberries.
Oh my god, yes, you can.
Yeah,
Especially if
Pixie's
it's freaking
Pixie's looking
used.
up tutorials.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit right now.
Am I
Oh,
buying too
wow.
much, Karen? Am I?
But yeah, like, imagine if you really have to buy that much, or you just have a large family. What are you gonna do now? You
I
can't.
mean, we also have to buy a lot of food.
Wait, what? What was the question?
Like, what do you do now that you have a bigger family? Of course, there's places like the metro and everything where you,
I
like,
can
that
tell
is
you what
made
you
to
do.
bulk buy. Hmm?
I can tell you.
Wait, that's how we can solve the whole corona
That's
thing
what you
too.
do.
Send the
We
younglings into the ring. Only one
No.
shall survive.
We can monetize
Made,
this.
yeah,
We're making
made
this
the
a
odds
game
be a bit
show
in favor.
where we set the hungering against the corona infected. That's 2 problems in one.
Wait, what?
We're setting the people with hunger against the people with corona, and then we can solve 2 problems at once.
Wait,
Even though
you
you're not
worry
there,
me.
I'm looking at you.
No, I'm to the bottom right, and you're in my top left, so you're pointing up off the screen.
I'm watching the proper person's stream.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Oh my god. But yeah,
May the odds be ever in your favor.
yep.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy. I've like my whole PC set up and everything. I just have the means and I have the knowledge to do stuff while I'm stuck inside. Like,
It's everyone needs to quarantine. Everyone needs to quarantine. Yeah, we've been doing this since day dot. I had a conversation earlier with my work colleagues, and we have daily one at the moment. And my manager's like, "Well, you try not to work too much." Apparently, I was working too hard.
Weird flex.
I mean, I've been playing Ark a lot. But yeah, he said, "Oh, don't worry about being at your computer 24/7."
What do you don't worry?
That's what I do anyway. It's just might as well do something useful whilst I'm looking at memes.
yeah. people are getting paid out like damages, but just send everyone a gaming PC.
Yeah.
To spend their time.
No.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Why
Give them a
not?
smartphone so they can get on talking to their family. That's fine. Don't give them a PC, because can you imagine what's gonna happen to your crappy internet?
Oh my god, no. It's already like in the first 3 days that everyone was like stuck inside by law, our internet broke down, like completely broke down 2 times. We are just like we're just not used to using so much internet. And
Yep.
like on the one hand we're saying, okay, we have to pay we probably have to pay more for like gas and electricity now, because usually I'd like shower at the gym, or we wouldn't sit at the computer all day. But most of the stuff, like my online classes and everything, I just sit at my computer a lot.
No, yes.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, once you're at home, there's
We
other
know
costs
you're
that come into
addicted,
play.
alright?
I was about to say that, although, for example, with myself, yeah, I don't need to travel to work, but there's other costs that I'm generating by being at home, because I am using the electricity at home instead of using it for 8 hours a day at my workplace, which doesn't cost me. It costs it costs the company that I work for, but at the moment it's costing me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there's a bit of that. It's canceling itself out a little bit.
Definitely. Or if you like, I don't know, eat at your work a lot. Like some workplaces offer just like lunch and everything. Yeah, I guess definitely some people are gonna have to pay up a bit.
I actually eat less when I'm at home, because my workplace is very stressful and I do a lot of stress snacking. At home, I actually forgot to have my coffee until 12 today.
What?
And I had a banana, and then I had 2 slices of pizza from yesterday. And that was it so far. So,
Yeah. But like imagine it the other way around. Some people who like eat compulsively, who are really stressed right now, and they're getting a ton of weight because like usually they would be at their workplace or wherever, or they're just missing the normal structures of their life. People just generally with mental health problems.
So,
Just-
are you saying we should go door to door fat shaming people?
No.
To help?
No. But I mean, I'm not talking about people with a bit of chub, or like people who are putting on a few pounds during this time, but like people who are actively in danger because of stuff like that.
But like, yeah, about
God is saying
the
to stay
internet-
away from his home. Sorry,
But
Wiz?
regarding the whole stuff about like internet speed, I have to say that it didn't impact my speed as much as it impacted other websites, because it's like the local connection might get stressed out a little more than usual, but it shouldn't be that much more. It's usually just websites like YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that get stressed out.
Yeah. I mean, there's the one thing with like chat, because I mean, I've told you guys at the beginning of the stream that like my chat was kind of messing up
Yeah,
these last 2
same.
days, just not loading up. I couldn't see it, and I mean, a lot of more people might be using Twitch not just as a streamer, like trying to get into streaming, but also to get like human social contact with people, talking to
No,
streamers and everything.
The lag from Twitch is because Twitch is run on Amazon servers, as is like 80% of the world's servers.
Oof.
So the more important services are getting extra bandwidth. Stuff like Twitch, it's not important in the world order of things. It's
Wow. Inconsiderate.
There's so many things that you don't even realize, but they impact each other so much. Oh crap!
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just closed something.
But yeah, it's all. I mean, Google, to be fair. So your problem with YouTube is a problem with your local servers in Germany.
Oh, thanks, Pixie.
Because it doesn't actually go all the way there. So
I mean, I haven't had problems with Google itself so far.
no,
Yeah, I mean, me neither, really. But
yeah,
I've
they've
heard
got enough
before.
bandwidth to literally let everyone in the world.
Yeah, I've heard of you no, not YouTube, Twitch before though, that a lot more people are getting into streaming because it's so easy for most of them, or at least people who aren't really trying to like set stuff up and everything. You just press a button and hope that people show up for a lot of people, and it's still using the same amount of bandwidth as
Yep.
for like people who are like regularly trying to stream or get stuff out, get content out. So I heard that Twitch is struggling a lot with bandwidth in that regards, and it's also losing a lot of viewers in general because
Yeah.
a lot of them are picking up streaming themselves.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. There's more streamers than there are viewers on Twitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just focusing on an email about my upcoming travel that I'm now going to have.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to go to so many cons this year, and I'm still
I
not sure
know!
whether
Oh
they're
my
actually
God.
gonna take place or not. Like, I wanted to go to the Netherlands to a Comic-Con there.
Oh, that's cancelled.
Yeah, that's
cancelled.
definitely
Yeah.
That's
cancelled.
gone.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have the same thing. I wanted to go to so many things that she going like, you know what? I thought I was fighting my depression, and I feel way better about life in the past few months. So I should go and get what I always wanted: travel around the world, see people that I want to see, and blah blah blah. And now, literally, all of this just showed me a one big middle finger. So
Yeah.
I meant to be going to see my family in the end of April, but because now I've been actually told to stay at home for 12 weeks, at least for now. They say 12 weeks. I would assume that once the situation start getting better, that time frame might be changed. But I do need to cancel my flights. And then I wanted to go to Netherlands for the TwitchCon as well. I was kind of like hanging back with getting the tickets. Eventually, I didn't get it. I was feeling a bit bad, but they all got cancelled, so I don't feel bad. I feel bad for people that have got the tickets, and I really hope they got all of their money back
Yeah, exactly.
without a
Yep.
problem. I don't really think. Well, I really hope there was no issues with that. So anyone that actually got their tickets, I really hope they got, their money back for the flights and the actual event tickets.
Yeah,
stuff like
exactly.
this.
For example,
Yeah,
sorry,
go on.
go on.
No, I just wanted to just list out other events that I wanted to go to. So for example, I was thinking to go into Gamescom, but at the moment, all of that is up in the air. Like, we don't even know how soon the situation will come down, and
Yeah, exactly.
most of the world is like under quarantine for at least next month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because I mean, even if normal life returns pretty soon for most people, it's still probably gonna take a while until like those big conventions where a lot of people are huddled up in a tiny space are actually gonna continue just like that. I think that's actually the last thing that is gonna return to normal.
Yeah, also, I think the whole stuff with the quarantine, like, after the quarantine's over, we can't expect the virus to end or, like, stuff like conventions to start again, because the quarantine is only to delay it. It's not like it fucking, like, we shut down for 2 weeks and then it's gone. It's gonna
Yeah.
keep going until we find a vaccination for it.
I mean, that virus have found a very peculiar way to get to humans, because it doesn't normally happen that the virus has two non-human hosts before it actually hits the human.
Oh.
So, I mean, do you guys actually know exactly where that virus came from and the speculations of that?
Yeah,
Bat
I've
soup
heard.
in China.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of different
That's like
things,
in
but
the
I think
main.
that's just like most of them we can't know. Like,
Yeah,
we
we don't
can't know for sure where it came from, and at this point,
I mean, okay, so the whole thing happened. Well, SARS came from China as well, and all of those going around the so-called wet markets, and they refer to as wet markets because you have different types of animals being stacked in cages on top of each other. So the ones at the bottom get all kinds of fluids coming from the ones above, like excrements, blood, and just everything else. Everything is just filthy. It's filthy.
It's like a club in southeast London.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They are so-called wet markets. They are not only wet markets in China. There's like a lot of wet markets in Brazil, but unfortunately, the wet markets in China are the ones bringing the most tourists, because they are known for having so many exotic species on there. It's all down to the Chinese economy, and I won't be boring you with details, but apparently what happened with this virus is that it came from pangolin to a bat and then to human. So all of those can be met at the wet market. Like those animals that are not normally in conditions around humans anywhere else than being sold as food from the same place. So
Yeah. I mean, I've also heard stuff like, I don't know, it came from a research facility and whatnot. Like,
conspiracy theories.
yeah, conspiracy. There are a lot of conspiracy theories
Yeah,
out
of
there.
course.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
course.
all
I mean,
the time.
it's a global pandemic. A lot of people don't know what's going on. A lot of misinformation is being spread. So of course, there's gonna be a lot of
It's-
stuff like that.
especially now with the media, for the past few decades, media has lost what they've been vouching to do, which is not spreading misinformation. And because
Yeah.
now everyone can call their website news because they have enough people reading it, there's a lot of news. I'm not gonna say fake news because, in my opinion, this term is just stupid.
Yeah.
I prefer
there's a lot of-
alternative facts.
There's alternative facts, yeah.
Today on
Misleading-
Crystals Fixed Everything.
There's a lot of misleading. There's a lot of misleading medical information. So,
This
I think
essential
I was
oil will
telling
cure corona.
Like the whole
Yeah,
10
essen-
seconds holding
yeah.
your breath thing.
rub the crystals on your forehead and don't vax your children, please. Anyone listening, please vaccinate your
Yes.
children.
Yes, please,
Vaccinations.
just vaccinate your
Please.
children and wash your hands and just.
Wash your hands. Wash your children.
Anyone who's watching SnipingWizard stream and not Tobias, just don't have children.
Yeah, I
it's-
agree. Just don't have children,
It's
honestly.
probably best if you're spending your daily time coming and watching Sniping
Yeah, of course.
Twitch.
But also, you may not know the people here, but just, I agree, they should not have children.
Yeah.
You spoke to someone, decided what?
Yeah.
Don't breed. No, but like I was mentioning that when we were preparing for this podcast, that for example, a Pinterest, which is a big it's a big website where you can just literally find ideas for a lot of things. You can find a lot of articles. Pinterest actually did a very good thing because as soon as you're trying to find anything about vaccines, anti-vaxxing, coronavirus, they actually stop you and they show you that it's against the terms of use to provide any pins that will be classified as a misleading medical information.
Ooh.
Exactly.
So it's very good. In my opinion, that should be done in a lot of other places.
Yeah. No, for example, I think we already talked about this, that YouTube is doing something similar right now, where they are demonetizing or just generally pulling out of traffic a lot of videos that are just mentioning coronavirus because of the lot of misinformation. But for example, my aunt was sending my mom a video recently of some dude saying that vaccines don't do anything, they just change the kind of virus that is spreading, and just a bunch of bullshit. And it was marketed as like a whole study by some very important guy, and it was spreading like wildfire. Like, it had millions of views still. So I think there needs a lot more to be done to just police false information. But on the other hand, you gotta watch out not to open up the doors to stuff like just censoring stuff that is real or stuff that needs to get out there.
Unfortunately, it does open the doors to censoring because that's
Yeah.
the easy way to do it. But you got to look at the click. It's clickbait. Everything's clickbait. If say you hadn't heard anyone doing flat earthing and everything else, and your friend tells you that someone is trying to prove flat earth, you're going to watch the video because you're going to watch the video going, this idiot.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
problem is that some people that've gone there to go, ha, let's look at this idiot. They sit there and they listen. They go, actually, he's got a point.
Yeah, but not
Because
even
the way they
that.
twist the facts.
Even
Yeah.
if you're just constantly subjected to stuff like that, to misinformation, just the repetitiveness of it slowly seeps into your brain, and of course, then stuff like that is gonna spread.
Yeah, so let me just read out what the Pinterest is saying. So if I try to look for coronavirus in the main website, it actually shows me that pins about this topic often violate our community guidelines, which prohibit harmful medical misinformation. Because of this, we've limited search results to pins from internationally recognized health organizations. If you're looking for medical advice, please contact a healthcare provider, because they studied for at least 7 to 8 years of their life to be able to provide you with some knowledge and help.
Exactly.
Although the whole bullshit about coronavirus actually came from someone that was an actual doctor. So it's a completely
It can be very annoying. But for example, I think YouTube is just generally demonetizing or pulling stuff out of traffic that they deem sensitive. For example, a few years ago, I used to watch this YouTuber who did a news channel, and he was like using legitimate sources and everything, and had very nice videos. But he eventually had to stop doing those because they kept getting flagged as sensitive information, or just sensitive videos, even though he was just like doing the news. And yeah, that's very sad if it gets censored in this kind of way. There's a lot of like, especially younger people who might not like want to watch the 12 o'clock news on TV, get their information from like pages like that, YouTube channels like that, so on.
No,
So
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I will be honest, I somewhat understand some people that are not vaccinating their kids. I can understand somewhat where they are coming from. They hesitation and the way that they feel so defensive about vaccines is coming from the best interest for their children. However, there are some people, I mean, as long as you being open-minded and being able to try, like to even try and understand the other side of the argument, you're already in a better position than just saying, it's my child, it's my choice. It's like, well, yeah, Karen, but you are not going to be around for the rest of their life. You're going to get to your 70s, 80s, and you're going to kick the bucket. And then your child, if they do live up to their 30s or 40s, they might end up having some different complications in life.
Yeah, exactly. I
mean,
mean,
it's just...
Yeah, I mean, I do get the
JiB,
thought
what are you
behind
doing?
it.
Be right back.
Alright. I mean, I do get the thought behind it because they think they're being informed. They think they're doing the best for their children, but it's just not checking out. And just in case of the information, just generally, I think I've seen I think Edward Snowden, you guys probably like still remember the guy. I think he recently stated in an interview that like the police states we make today, like in the whole coronavirus age, are gonna last on even after that. So it's a really important question to just think about the internet and like how free information should be. Also, I should probably hydrate. I'll also be right back.
I get the first thought about not vaccinating your children, or at least doubting it, because you essentially what you're doing is you're bringing your child there and they give it an injection and then you leave.
Yeah, I'll be
which
right
of course,
back.
like it seems suspicious at first because they don't have a disease for all you know, but these people don't get that that the stuff that the children can get is way worse than it's just
I mean, vaccination
uninformed.
is not. Yeah, the vaccinations are not in place just to protect your child. Vaccinations are in place to protect people that can't get vaccinations.
Of course.
So, for example, people with immunosuppressions and problems with some other health issues that prevent them from getting vaccines. We as a society, we should have the the herd health mentality, because if you have a room of 60 people, 2 of those people can't get vaccines but everyone else can, those two people won't get sick.
Yeah.
Those two people won't then get those very bad complications of the virus because the virus won't be able to spread. Or if it would spread, it would not be as difficult to combat with other means in place. And all of that is so complicated because you are then telling people to do something, and they do have their own choice.
Which they
But on the
shouldn't
other
have.
side, they should not be putting other people at risk. So
Right,
my position with this is that if you decide not to vaccinate your children, then homeschool them.
Right.
Don't bring them to don't bring them to schools where they are vaccinated kids or where they are kids that can't get vaccines. Because this is your choice. So you need to deal with all the consequences of your choice.
But
No, but
there
the
are
main-
states in there's places in America that have done that. Like literally, you can't go to school if your kids haven't been vaccinated.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
mean,
step.
there's schools in which a kid can't bring a peanut butter sandwich because someone in the school might have such a severe peanut allergy that even being in the same room or getting a whiff of the peanut, it will just cause them some serious health issues.
Yeah.
So that's how we need to think about vaccines and how viruses are spreading, because it's not just about that one kid. I understand you're worried about your kid, but then you need to take the consequences of if you don't want to use this thing that your healthcare is providing, then don't kick and shout and go against the rest of the system. You can go with the system and do your own fucking thing, but at least you need to deal with the consequences of it, like not getting your child a proper education. Because not being funny, if you just homeschool your kids, that can only go so far.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
No, but like the whole mentality about like the fear of vaccinating comes from stuff like those misconceptions that they might get autism, but like which is already disproven by the way.
Well, that's the one that's been the fake
yeah.
research.
But like the thing is, even if that, oh god, I can't talk. Even if there was a chance they could get autism, that's still a fucked up mentality because you'd say you'd rather have your child get some weird ass deformities from diseases than just have them have autism.
Not only that, but die.
Yeah,
from the disease.
basically.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Have your
Stuff like that.
children
Exactly.
die?
That's such a fucked up mentality.
So you rather have your child die and then possibly put other people in your society at risk,
Right. Yeah.
than actually loving the child that you've given life to, regardless of what state they are in.
I mean,
Mm,
in like a
It's-
dystopian reality, you've got someone holding a gun against your kid's head, and they're saying, "I'm going to kill your child," or they're going to have autism. What's your choice?
pull the fucking trigger.
I mean,
No.
the whole thing with autism as well. It's still not completely understood condition.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
we're all not doctors, so we can't say much about it anyways, but just in general, it's
But then saying that doctors also don't know what's going on, or that you know more than a doctor, is fucked up.
Yeah,
This is- I
but
mean-
then sometimes the argument for that is that not all doctors are right.
No,
yeah,
no,
that's true. There are stupid doctors out there.
Of course, but
Can that being
still.
funny? The whole misleading information about autism being caused by vaccines, it came from a renowned doctor. It came from a guy that couldn't find any other thing to get himself out there, so he decided to make fake study proving that mercury in vaccines cause autism. And
But like, I think he lost his
unfortunately,
doctor license or something.
he lost his doctor license, but the damage is done. Now we have people
Yeah.
that they're not only using this argument still, but there's other people going like, but hang on, if there was a study that apparently has been disproved, what else is in the vaccines? And like I said, I can completely understand where those people are coming from, because they are putting the best interest of their children first. But we need to think about society. We need to think about how we make everyone not happy, because you can't make everyone happy. We can put
Yeah.
everyone on the same page, but we can't make everyone happy. There needs to be some things in place globally that would just we all need to compromise. Compromise doesn't make anyone happy, but at least makes everyone somewhat happy, so they still have a choice to do something, but they do need to deal with different consequences. You can't just pick and choose.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's the same thing with any other conspiracy theory. They all have facts or like things they think that are true or things that may seem that are true. Like, not all people who believe in conspiracies are just completely stupid or anything.
No,
I
Like,
mean,
that's
I
not
think
it.
coronavirus came from the other planet. Prove me
I
otherwise.
mean, I'm just saying that a lot of people are
No, I know what you mean.
like have reasons for believing what they are believing. All the conspiracy, whether it be like vaccines or flat earthers or whatnot, like there's always a reasoning behind that, and just going at people like that, screaming, "No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're
never gonna win the
stupid."
argument.
Like that's just not gonna do anything.
No, because
Like,
most
the
of the people would just
Agreed.
retaliate.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so it's
the
true,
most we
but I
can do
mean,
is like try to
what are you
spread
gonna do?
just other information. If people just
Spread
get attacked,
knowledge, not viruses.
But then how do
exactly.
you police the knowledge?
Yeah.
That,
With
Like
the
that's another
virus.
thing. That's just the censoring
can't.
thing all over
No,
again.
you can't. That's the thing.
So
You can't.
the only thing you can do is the opposite of what you guys have been saying.
Yeah,
Which is what?
basically.
It
Like
is
a
the
lot of
parents'
people,
fault.
a lot
It
of
is everybody else's fault. Everyone has to take responsibility for themselves. If you
That's
are
true.
trying to make a statement, you have to educate yourself to not be an idiot, because the cost of being an idiot is too great. It's not, oh, I just have to delete a Facebook post that I made, or oh, I just unhashtag that Twitter, that tweet. It's, you have to, you were mentioning earlier, YouTube. Now, YouTube have done beautiful things because, like, it's only beautiful from an engineering perspective, but they're picking up words that you're saying in a video, and if it matches certain tags, they
Ultra
demote
boomers.
it. It's still there,
yeah.
but your
It
reach
is
isn't
basically
great.
censoring.
Yeah, it's basically
form.
censoring. But
No, it's not in a form. It is censoring.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's good, because censoring is a good thing.
Yeah, in a
In
way.
some
it is.
cases,
We've
yeah.
all, whoa, look, yeah.
I mean, of
How many,
course, like
how many under fives watch porn? None. Well, not many, but it's censoring. It's
I mean,
censoring.
you can't say 100% that
I know, I
Wait
can't
a
say 100%.
second.
but-
certain information don't get to certain age groups. Let's call it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, I bet when you were 5, your parents watched a horror movie that they didn't let you watch. Because
What
it's
did you do?
censoring.
You go to
Yeah.
another room and turn on TV anyway.
yeah,
did you do?
exactly.
Listen, lawyer.
Misinformation. Who do you think gets your presents on the 25th of December? You know, it's...
Like
I
there's
don't know who gets you a present. I know who gets me a present 24th.
Yeah, exactly.
Haha.
Haha.
So it's all about the policing of misinformation. People do get the wrong idea and they go, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, yeah, but we kind of got to.
No, yeah, we kind of
I'm a strong believer of that. We've actually got to take a step here and go, you know what?
No, this is what I was
Maybe we
saying.
should.
This is what I was saying when it comes down to people that make choice for their kids, hoping that's in the best interest of their kids. When they don't vaccinate them, that's
No.
fine. That's their choice. You need to
No.
police, however, how that affects the rest of the society.
No, not true.
Okay.
all right.
No.
Yep, no. Again, you have to police the information. So people making a choice with the wrong information should be educated on the right information.
And then still be allowed to make the choice.
There's still a free
their own
will.
choice after that.
I think stuff
What are
like
you
that
gonna
should be a
do?
choice.
This
I
is what I
mean,
mean. They still have
Don't
free
get me
will.
started on allowing people free will, because I'm against that, to be honest.
Yeah, in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, like, I think vaccinating your children, that shouldn't be your choice, because why would you choose whether they live or die?
In
honestly?
a
Or
lot
at the
of
risk to live or die?
in a lot of places, it actually isn't. But on the other hand, you gotta see like how far are you going with that? Imagine if like some really stupid person gets into a position of power, like it's definitely never happened before, and
Never.
like never, never,
No,
ever.
not once.
And
It's gonna be the
like
greatest.
they put and they put like laws into place that are supposed to make people smart, let people make smarter choices, but it just absolutely doesn't.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go on the fact of
Are we just gonna believe in democracy and just let
no,
it do its
because
thing?
democracy isn't democracy. Because even you describing democracy, you just said a person in power. That's the problem. We have a prime minister, we have a president, we have a king, we have a queen, we have this. No,
Yep.
you know,
I mean, you gotta have
Well,
some
Too though, because
form
like,
Well,
doing
like,
stuff
why
like
would
that,
why
but
would you vote for
we're
a
in
person?
2020, and the UK does not have a website telling you all of its laws. The UK, the country that invented the goddamn internet, and we don't have a website that just lists our laws.
yeah.
Does Germany?
I don't
I
know.
don't know
Wait,
if
let me
it does.
check,
I don't
actually.
think
People
I
in
ever
chat?
looked that up.
I
People
don't
in
know.
chat, Poland. What we got? Rusty. Rusty's from I don't know where.
Rusty is
Russ
from
is
here.
British. Yeah, Russ
Yeah.
is British.
Yeah, well, you say British, but I'm pretty sure it's like Bristol or somewhere. That doesn't really count.
Okay, I'm just looking up. So I can actually get to some kind of okay, that's a 127-page PDF document that's called how would you translate that? Act of Law. And that
Is that-
seems like
is
there's
that
a lot of articles. So like Article 4. Blah, blah,
Yep,
blah,
Mhm.
there are
blah.
German laws.
So that seems like maybe the thing that you're talking about. I'll be honest with you. I don't live in Poland, so for
We have
me,
a rule book.
rule book,
How to
coding.
be the German. Number one,
Number one.
hate the English.
No, the French.
Oh, everyone hates the French. Isn't it? The French hate the
Okay.
French. Come on,
See,
man.
we can bond over that.
Yeah, exactly. It's the why do
Mm.
French tanks have rear view mirrors?
So they can see the enemy when running away.
No, so they can see them. They can watch the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
I mean, I know everyone hates the UK, and we're okay with that because
Yeah.
we're sorry. We're sorry.
I mean, kind of all things
Sorry.
it's your fault.
Oh, yeah, tons of self.
Let's not start talking about colonies again.
Oh god.
Oh, Valdis has a a homepage. I love the fact that it's a homepage, not like a full website. Just homepage.
Yeah, like I said, you can have access to the
.gov.
PDF.
Done.
Yeah.
Fucking PDF file of rules.
Oh yeah. I mean, just
It's
generally
probably not
around
going
the
to be updated
topic.
very often, is it?
Yeah.
Because laws change every single day.
I mean, that's sometimes for the better.
Yeah, no,
Because,
don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but it needs to be. When was that PDF document last updated? That's my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.gov.
Like every day someone does something stupid and they have to put in a new law explicitly for
Like when I
that. Like
stay up
behind
until fucking
behind
5 a.m.
every law there is a story of someone doing something stupid.
But this is the thing: we need the story. We
Yes.
do need the story, and this is what I'm saying about the decisions and the knowledge and everything else. We need the story.
Yeah,
We're
just
not given the story. You got to vaccinate your kids. That's where people panic. It's like, why do you want to inject my kids? We want to inject your kids. It's this and this is look. You can see here a detailed version of how
Yeah,
this virus
transparency.
works, and you can see here is this example, and here is this example, and here is this example. This is all the information for you, and we've come tonight to build this television program based on it instead of fucking Love Island.
oh god, no, it's Love Island.
That's true. We need more transparency everywhere.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just
Like that's
generally
that's
more
the thing in like every
information.
state. I think that's just not enough transparency anywhere.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
don't know why stuff happens.
It's really weird, especially like for example, we personally, so Wiz and I, we are like we are really close to doing our finals, so we're almost done with school. And
Yeah.
since this whole situation happened, like I went home on a Friday just as usual, and then a few hours later I heard, "Oh, yeah, you're not gonna have school anytime ever." And I was like, "Well, great that you tell me this
Oh
now."
no, I'm a grown up.
Like, no,
Plus,
but
I think it should have been earlier too. They were way too slow with that.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
like
Oh, was it so?
2 days earlier, someone at my school or like a school that I had class with, like that person had corona the day after. So
Oh my
that's pretty neat.
god.
Alright,
So that means that you
can I
basically
defend?
were.
Hmm?
I thought the Word document said don't interrupt other people.
What Word document?
I was
The one
done.
that we were sent by our lovely host.
Just don't strangle
Mine
each
must
other,
have got
dude.
lost in the post.
It's still in the same Discord chat.
Sorry.
Anyways, go for it.
I actually forgot what I was going to say.
About
Something.
Wiz went to school with a buddy who had corona, and
Okay. So, because he said they did that too late,
Yeah.
I want to defend that because it takes a fuck lot of working out and time. You can't just like press a button and close all schools.
But why not?
Press a button and tell people to stay at home. It just doesn't work like that.
And-
There's so much going on in the background because you got have someone going, here's our big red button to stop. Let's just take schools, right? So let's stop all the schools. All right, but wait, what about the kids? Where are the kids going to go? Okay, well, their parents are at work. Can they stay home on their own? Or no, because we made that illegal. Okay, well, can we send all the parents home? Yeah, but who's going to do the work? So there's all that, and there's 150 people doing the same thing in the same room, screaming at each other, trying to say that they're right. Fucking nightmare.
exactly.
I would not like to be there.
But I mean, still, a lot of countries reacted way too late. Like, we have known about the situation, and it should have been clear that this thing is gonna spread. We live in in a globalized society. Everyone's going everywhere.
Yep.
Everything's connected. It should have been like clear from the beginning that if there's a virus in some kind of country, it's very likely going to spread to other countries as well. And like we've known about this for a few months, but only since a few weeks ago we actually got anything done, and that out of a hurry. Just in a very short amount of time they had to like do stuff.
I mean, I am pretty sure the people that govern all of those countries, they knew before. And then they made their decisions to police their countries. So, for example, this is why some things happened later than we think they're supposed to. Because, like JiB said, it takes a lot of work only for one school, only for one county.
Yeah.
If it's for a whole country, you need to see all of those problems that we kind of covered at the moment in our discussion so far, and it's very hard because you don't want people to panic. You need to make your decisions, and then you need to make sure that if there would be because people getting information in such a difficult times, they will panic regardless, but you're just trying to cut your losses, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I think that's what Merkel did very well in her speech, where she basically said, guys, please don't go outside. That was
Yeah.
basically all of that. I fucking love that because for weeks people have been like, okay, shut down Germany, do it, fucking something. And Merkel was like, yeah, think about your grandma. Just stay inside. And like people that didn't care before aren't going to start caring now. Just because Merkel said, please think about your grandma. Like, we need rules for that stuff.
I mean, but like that's the thing with the laws about going outside and everything, and just keeping everyone in a quarantine. Even if we don't do that, a lot of people are already not going outside just on their own because they're reasonable people. And even if we just cut the number of people going outside down, for a huge part. That's already gonna do a lot. Like a lot of people are repeating that just to flatten the curve, and I think that's already doing a lot. Even if we aren't required by law to stay inside. As long as we have a few reasonable people. Of course, it would be great if everyone stayed inside and we just wouldn't have any new infections, but that's just not how the humanity works.
But not everyone can stay inside.
Yeah, this is a personal attack on me, the whole coronavirus thing.
Oh, wow.
It's basically just saying don't go outside and lick people.
That's a start.
That's like everything. That's what I do.
God damn it, Jip.
Or like just washing your hands. I mean, you should generally just wash your hands.
We've got signs
I
up
would,
at work
I would be,
about how to wash your hands.
Like, I would be concerned if people didn't know how to wash their hands or just didn't do that before.
Work for a military contractor, and we have to have signs to tell people to wash their hands.
Like, just be a reasonable human being.
I mean, it is kind of terrifying how shelves got emptied by people panic buying hand sanitizers and other cleaning products. Like, what you motherfuckers were doing up until now? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the most sanitary person in the world. Like, I won't I won't wash my hands every time after I touch like an item in my house. But even if I was like this, I don't think I would use that much of a hand soap.
Yeah, exactly.
To then to explain to myself in my head I need to panic buy a bulk of hand soap. But just seeing how many people were like literally getting crates of it, it's just like, what are you doing up until now? Like, if you come from the outside and you were touching stuff, like, especially if you're on a public transport, you should sanitize your hands regardless.
Yeah. Like,
Plus, it's not just that they buy it and then like use it up. They buy it and then they keep the stash and still buy new stuff on a regular basis that they use because they want to buy stuff to have as a backup.
Yeah.
So they buy a shit ton and then just keep that in the background and buy more normally.
I mean, yeah, like every time I come home from like school or work or whatever, I wash my hands. That's just something everyone should do generally to stay safe and stay clean. And now it's apparently
you use a toilet, you wash your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually very proud to announce I've never washed my hands in my life. I use dirt from outside and diamonds.
And diamonds?
Yes,
you mean
I
crystals?
use. Yeah, of course. I mean, same thing.
I was going to say
the crystal rollers.
They clean him
stuff like
spiritually. They clean him spiritually.
It attracts the germs and then it kills them.
Cleanses your soul.
Yes, obviously.
So therefore, you don't need to clean your hands. But
Right.
that's the thing. Living
I
in
don't need to
100%.
wash my hands. I got vaccinated.
Wait, so you're
Getting-
autistic?
Oh my god. I was about to say that but living in 100% sanitary conditions is actually on the other side of the spectrum is really not good for you.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand either. Is like we are made up of microbes and bacteria and other things that we do need. Like, if you don't, for example, eat specific foods that gives you this good cultures of bacteria, your health is going down. If, for example, when I was reading into this like very long time ago, I realized that as soon as I moved to UK, my health was actually kind of going down, and it's because of the diet. It's because of the diet, mostly of the diet, because I was not really eating the things that I was used to, that was like around most of my life. So, for example, drinking kefir, which is a drinkable yogurt that has a lot of good bacteria for you. Jip, what do you want to share with us?
Just about eating things that you're not used to.
Okay, we get it. But no, that's a similar thing to what we talked before. See you,
Bye.
Jib. Bye.
Oh man, my camera still doesn't work.
That's a thing that we talked about before, like public information. There are no classes on health in Germany, or just like how to like just generally what you should be eating, or how you should be moving, or just generally knowing how to live a healthy lifestyle. That's just not there. And
No,
I'm
like,
still
One of
wondering
my,
why.
I had this conversation very, very long time ago, and one thing that a friend said, which literally it destroyed an entire pub. Like because we were talking quite loud, we were quite drunk, and he said one line is, "I can do algebra, but no one told me I had to clean my foreskin." And that,
because that's the thing, like educational systems putting that responsibility down to the parents, but that's the problem, because that's something that's building up with generations. Because generations of our parents were not told to do certain things or how to live a healthier life. That was just something that they were expected to learn from their parents. But if their parents didn't have that knowledge prior,
Yeah, exactly.
like how are you gonna?
Like I've been like I could tell you all about like quantum mechanics and shit, but like
No.
just the food pyramid and whatnot.
do.
It's
What?
the food pyramid and stuff, or just generally. I don't know. A lot of people don't know that they should move every now and then. Maybe go outside, do a little sports, or maybe just
No.
not just eat hamburgers for each meal of the
Don't-
day.
don't question my religion.
I'll be honest
Yeah, I
with
think
you.
Tubbs is just insulting us at this point.
I'll be honest with you. I hated PE classes at school.
I mean, I did as well.
I hated it. I hated
also I like sports. I love sport. I like doing it. I just don't like PE classes because they're graded and they're like
Yes.
forcing a
Yes!
certain kind of sport. I mean,
Oh my
just
god.
teach
yes.
children to live a healthy lifestyle, to like eat well and do sports on their own. Like, I mean, they're not gonna stay in school forever. So you gotta
No.
give them
It's like,
the
oh,
tool.
so you cannot run that fast? Here you go, bad grade, fuck you.
Yeah, like they're just learning to
grade,
hate.
fatty.
They're just learning to hate sports.
That was.
But that's what it is.
pissing me
It's
off
not
so
even grading you on
much.
how much you're trying, it's grading you on how good you already are.
Yeah, no,
That's
PE classes
perfect.
absolutely suck.
Yeah.
Like when they graded, they absolutely suck. Because I understand being graded on knowledge, because you are being given the textbook, you are being given the homework. If you don't learn it, you get a grade on it, and that's something that can be checked by testing your knowledge on exams. That's the only way, unfortunately, that at the moment the educational systems are working. But as soon as you do it for something that's very subjective to each
Yeah.
person, go on, Jib. What the fuck you want to say? You're muted, by the way.
He's been talking shit
Yes,
again.
I am. No, I'm just waiting until you finished. Just chill. Like, I was just completely like side the topic. Why does it say that RatPixie has just joined the Potato Army?
I don't know. It's a bit of a delay on
Wow.
the stream elements.
Maybe.
Because
Wow.
I
I was
prime
gonna say,
subbed. I
Like
prime
a
subbed.
year.
I am disappointed.
What are you trying to say?
But I mean,
Anyways.
even
Yeah,
in the
anyway.
knowledge part, it's still being discussed whether that's like a good way to grade people. At the moment, we don't have a better way to like get just an even way of telling how good someone is at something. But even just the knowledge part that you just mentioned is being discussed whether or not that's a good way to do that.
I mean, you do need to find a system in which you can see how the knowledge is, okay, let me rephrase that. You do need to have a system in place to find out what kind of way you can use to teach kids certain things. You do need to have something in place. It's just at the moment it's very difficult, because now, after hundreds of years of denial, we are finally acknowledging that there's people that have conditions that have been either born with those conditions, they have troubles with learning, they have troubles with focusing for hundreds of different reasons, and they are absolutely valid. And only now what I've seen in a generation that's younger than mine, that they are putting things in place for like, you know, for difficult learners and for kids with learning difficulties and kids with difficulties with focus. They're trying to put things in place, but then unfortunately this is not going to get fixed in just one generation, because at the moment we need our generation and that next generation to become those teachers that then that would then help the kids that come after that, unfortunately. So we just got a bad deal when it comes down to the education. And going back to the whole PE thing, it's such a objective thing, because I hated running at PE lessons. I hated running and doing gymnastics and stuff like that, because I was being made feel bad by either my classmates or by the teacher, because I couldn't do something that someone else could do. So I felt like I am the one slowing everyone down. I am the one that's just the worst, you know, and that's just something that that educational system shouldn't do on something that's so different to everyone. Like, we all have different bodies, we all have different conditions, we all have different health and different things that we're good at. And unfortunately, you're discouraging kids if you put in grade on something like running. It's just fucking stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. For example, like me personally, I'm very short. I have always been short, and I need to do like 2 steps where other people are doing 1. All right, I'm just gonna say it. But I like, yeah, okay, Wiz, we know you have long legs. All right, you need, but I like running. I went running in my
Shut up,
free
noodle
time.
boy.
Don't call me Noodle Boy.
Oh my god.
But like, I liked running, and I went running outside pretty often. I had a pretty good condition. I could run for like pretty long amount of time, and even though I was still pretty good at running, I got a bad grade because I was still slower than some other people who maybe don't run as often as me, but they just do 1 step and
Oh, that used to annoy me so much.
yeah, like,
Because, like I said, with the topics on, like, with, let's say, with history, you get a textbook, and there is a set amount of material that you need to know for a certain grade.
Yeah, that's fucking
But when
hell.
it comes down to PE, as soon as you get like, at least at my school, as soon as you got someone that has ran the certain, like, 100-meter distance quicker than someone before them, they got a better grade, so obviously everyone else got downgraded. Because you can't give someone grade. Oh my god, that my teacher was just so stupid. Like, she would literally, if someone ran, let's say, the 100 meters, I don't even know if there's going to be good figures for that, but if someone has run that 100 meters in, like, let's say, a minute and something, and they got an A because they did a very good time, if a person after that did that under a minute, they're gonna get an A, and the next person, she would actually downgrade to a B, going like, well, it's like, are you dumb?
they're actually not doing that. They're actually not doing that at,
There must have been
like,
just my teacher then.
where we are. I mean, there's always people who like sometimes even do sports professionally at that age, or like have been in a running club for ages, and of course they're gonna get a better grade. But yeah, no, for us they actually have it standardized, the grading system. But the thing is, since there's very little education and more people are sitting at their PCs every day, they
like
actually,
us right now.
yeah, like they're actually grading it from standards from a few decades back, where people might have moved a bit more, and it was just like, I mean, generally, if you wouldn't be sitting at your PC for longer periods of time, like for gaming or for work and everything, a lot of people went out. It's just the fact that people went out more often early on. So they're still grading that, and in this perspective, though.
I mean, I cannot understand where you guys are coming from whatsoever. In the UK, when I was in school, PE wasn't graded.
It wasn't graded?
It just wasn't. It wasn't graded. No, it's just something you did.
No, see,
that would make sense.
That's a good system.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you just had to make sure you run faster than the PE teacher that was a convicted pedophile. That was just the standard.
I think part of why the school system and like the grade system is so fucked is because they're trying to standardize it more because we don't have enough teachers anymore. Like if we had more teachers, we could personalize it more as it should
Yeah.
be.
But you have less teachers because more kids got put off PE at school, thinking, fuck that, I don't want to teach that because it's rubbish and everyone hates it.
Well, it's not just PE, I think. Like
No,
most,
it's not just PE.
yeah, just most grades. I think grades are in general a very bad system of doing it, but there is not really another way of doing.
Sorry.
Did he just die?
I
Yeah,
think he did.
basically.
I just laughed at something about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I shook my head.
But yeah, I mean, just generally, there should be a way to teach kids. Like, there should be some kind of subject to teach kids how to live healthy and, like, how to have fun with it. Or just.
There is.
I mean, at least
It's just not compulsory.
Yeah, it's not compulsory. Exactly. Okay, I'm just gonna mention here educational system in Japan.
Mm.
For the first few years of when the kids enter the education system, they are actually not being taught so much the subjects. They're being taught how to read and write, those very basic things. But on top of that, they're being taught how to recycle, how to cook, how to tidy up, because at least in Japan, that those things are not expected to be taught just by parents. They're expected to be known to everyone. And if you want everyone to know something, you need to make sure that you teach it at every moment of their life. So you can't just leave the responsibility to parents that already have long hours to provide for their family. It's more of a like if you want your country to be clean, you need to teach people how to be clean, and you can only do that when they are in the education system on top of what the parents are already teaching you. It's like it's just so stupid in my opinion, because so many kids don't know how to cook.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, it always depends. Like, I was pretty lucky in that regard, I'd say, because like I know how to do most stuff, or I just taught it myself over the internet, or just by living life and being kind of quote
Being
unquote
productive.
forced to like get into that because my parents set that as a priority. On the other hand, I have friends whose parents didn't set that as a priority and they don't know how to cook or just do stuff like that. Or for example, like a very basic thing, they don't know how many calories roughly are in their food. Because like I know
Or
a
how
lot
many
of
they
people.
should have a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, what vitamins are you missing out on because you don't eat a various diet?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is why YouTube does so well.
Because
this is the one thing that every television company on the planet, and now they're all fading out because they're all going to go.
Yeah.
They missed out on. They had these educational shows, but they were trying to appeal to the wrong audience.
Yeah, exactly.
They were not appealing to the people that wanted to better themselves. They were appealing towards people that just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just generally.
And sorry, Tree Champs health class is hey, don't smoke. Is that it? Don't smoke.
No, exactly.
Yeah, at my school,
sex
teachers
education.
would hang out with the kids.
Yeah. For us, the only health advice we got in school was don't do drugs and don't get pregnant. And and both at the same time, especially not.
To be fair,
don't do drugs because that leads to a teen pregnancy because you want to have sex when you're on drugs. Like, no, you want to have sex because you're a teenager with roaming hormones. That's why you want to have sex.
I mean,
like,
yeah, just totally. But it's so annoying that that's not part of school. Like, for example, you mentioned like schools in Japan, and I mean, I've never been to school in Japan, but of course
I never been to school in Japan.
I mean, but I mean, just generally, like, you see what's going on, or stuff like, if you go out into supermarkets and everything, that in Japan or many Asian countries, healthy food is readily available as fast food. For example, that vending machines offer stuff like green tea or just straight up water in a lot of places, or that you can have like bento boxes with a full-on meal with everything you need in terms of vitamins and nutrients, which you don't have here. Like, I tried to get a freaking salad for lunch here in Germany because I didn't take anything with me from home. The only thing I could find was like ready-made bagels with a ton of mayo or quote-unquote salads with a bit of iceberg lettuce sprinkled with a whole bunch of cheese and croutons and whatnot, and not actually like a full-on meal.
Yeah.
That
I know what you
wasn't
mean.
wasn't like Chinese takeout.
Have we got a little bit of a pause for a JiB rant?
What?
Okay.
Sure, go for it.
I'll mute
Um,
myself.
Probably best. Do it, Tabea. You sit there. You've seen a gap in the market. Things. You're pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure they'd work. If not in Germany, they definitely work in the UK. You've just got to make sure you've figured out as a business that you can. It's sustainable. Sustainable. There we go. But yeah, Christ, do it. There you go. You've got a business plan. You're making the world a better place. And just seriously, I'm not having a go at you, but you've got something you're passionate about. You've got something you want to do. This is the problem that we have, is that all of us see it, we talk about it, but we don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna open up a
'Cause
legitimate
there
bento
might
box
be
shop.
there might be 10,000 people in Germany thinking exactly the same way you are at the moment.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, me and you are sitting down trying to figure out how to open a bento box shop in
What's a
London.
bento box?
Yeah.
Bento is a
Wait, have
a
you never
word for
heard of bento
lunch.
boxes before?
No, he
There's
knows
a
what they
limited
are.
room up here, so I just
He knows what they are if I just remind him what they are.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know when there's lunch boxes in Japan where they pack in like rice and then side dishes and a little bit of fish and stuff, and it's like arranged in little sections in a box.
Okay, so it's an organized lunchbox that you
It's
pre-buy.
organized lunchbox, yeah. It's an organized lunchbox, and they are so widely popular in Japan, like especially on train stations, because in Japan traveling by train is still something that a lot of people do. And it's actually very good. Like it's very very good if you want to go and see a countryside, especially with the Shinkansen. It's very quick, blah blah blah. And bento boxes came from. Excuse me, I just dropped one box. Bento boxes are coming from lunches being provided to people that were traveling by trains, and they are very popular, and they are absolutely delicious, and they are filled like with rice and let's say fish, some vegetables. In Japan they love a lot of pickled foods, which are actually great for your immune system. People, fermented food is good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
why.
also,
Pickled
it's
food's great.
pretty cheap. Like, you can
It's
afford
so
those
cheap.
lunch boxes, and I'm so jealous because the only options personally, I've started making my own lunch at home because the only options I'd have buying stuff, because our school is like directly in the middle of the city. The only options I'd have is like Chinese takeout, kebab, or something like that, or sweet treats from the bakery. Other than that, there's not much I can choose.
I
And
mean,
of course,
in
people
UK they are trying, but then it's still all of it's shit. Like we have like those Japanese themed um um healthy food places. They are called either itsu or wasabi and stuff like that, and they sell like, let's say, sushi and stuff like that, but they are
Expensive.
overpriced and yes, very inexpensive, exactly. And they're actually not so good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can every now and then go to Wasabi and get myself quite a nice meal, but it's cost a lot of money.
I mean,
so we've got a business plan.
Yeah, let's open up a company, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
we've got the German branch, Polish branch, UK. Wiz, I forget, you're in Germany, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live like
sorry.
15 minutes away from Tubbs.
Sorry, Tabea.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fine. I meant.
Wow. I take that personal, Tubbs. You
But
can't
yeah,
see me. I'm crying right now.
There you go. And we didn't even have any alcohol yet. I mean, you're not allowed.
Who is not allowed?
But what? I can drink alcohol. In Germany, you can drink alcohol like 16.
Yeah. I
They are the
Other-
same age.
Yeah, but no, come on. Do we really want to give him alcohol?
I
Me?
gave you coffee yesterday. It wasn't
Yeah,
so
that was good.
bad.
Wait, what?
No, it's fine.
But like also stuff like just cooked green tea in a bottle just to get from the store. Like I don't want to drink water every time, but I don't want like iced tea or cola or stuff like that to be the only other option I have. Not
Basically,
even,
you
like,
don't
not
want to pay
even-
for the sugar tax.
Exactly. Like I just want something to drink every now and then. That is
Yeah, same. Every now and
Hey,
then.
don't
just...
get me wrong. I am drinking at the moment a Pepsi Cola, Diet
Oh,
Pepsi.
that's healthy.
because we actually had pizza last night because I was craving pizza and we got a Uber Eats 10 pounds off voucher. So that was nice and easy.
I mean,
Um,
yeah.
But then we agreed that because JiB doesn't drink Pepsi, I just decided to sacrifice myself. No, he doesn't. I'll be honest with you, it took me a really long time to get myself from drinking sugary drinks because I had a very big problem with drinking sparkling things, so like Coke and Fanta and stuff like that, because I just couldn't take the bubbles were hitting
Yeah.
my nose. I just didn't like it, whatever. And then I was drinking a lot of juices, but I was not drinking enough water, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like it's good that you're drinking juice because you get
Like
your
red wine?
vitamins
I'm not
and
a
your
wine fan.
water, but unfortunately, it still can't replace how much water you actually do need
Yeah.
to drink.
And I mean, juice does have a lot of sugar most of the time. Even like just natural juice, it is very, very sugary. You're basically eating like
The best
5 or
stuff.
6 fruits in one single drink, which you wouldn't normally eat.
Sugar
Thanks,
is good.
economy.
But this is the thing, you need to look at different types of sugar.
Happy sugar.
Natural sugars are absolutely fine for you. That's where another misconception is coming from. People are going like fat, bad, zero sugar, and I was like, no, you actually need sugar. You do need sugar for your brain, but you just need to pick what sugar you actually should be having. So, what's the word for the processed sugar is not good for you.
I mean, yeah,
We all love
but
a treat.
still,
We all love a treat. We
even
all
if
love a
you
treat.
have too much natural, quote unquote, natural sugar, that's still
What
gonna
is
make
natural
you
sugar?
unhealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can have
You
too
get
much of
sugar from
everything.
vegetables. You
Yeah,
get sugar from
That's not
vegetables.
just a sugar thing. That's just you can
No,
drink too
it's-
much water and die.
you could eat
I
too
mean,
much
yeah,
pork and
but-
die.
Yeah, like too much of everything's bad.
No, yeah, too much of everything is bad. This is
Except
true.
bacon.
Yeah.
Eat just salt.
I mean, that's why we gotta
Oh, I
teach.
love salt.
That's why we gotta bring out a lot more information to schools and stuff to teach people what they actually should be eating so that there aren't any misconceptions about what you should and shouldn't eat. Because honestly, trying to find diet advice on the internet is just it's just like diet, not even as in trying to lose weight, but just like in eating every day.
I don't
healthily.
like the term diet because as soon as you say diet, your mindset is already on like you're already going down the same way of like diet means I need to restrict something.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I mean, the word diet is just the word for the way you eat.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah,
that
but
should be.
now
It
it
should be,
doesn't
but
mean that.
because now it doesn't mean that. It should
Yeah.
be, but now it doesn't mean that because a lot of people would say like, yeah, I'm on a diet and I have a cheat day, and it's like,
Like everyone is on a
Oh,
diet because we
you,
eat.
you just call it something
I
else.
have
If
only
you already,
cheat days.
because if you say that you're on a diet, like I was explaining that to one of my friends, she will be telling me I'm on a diet, and then I feel so miserable.
Well, I
was
would
like,
be
then
afraid
stop
if you
calling it
weren't.
a diet. Yeah, I'm like,
I would
stop
be
calling it a
afraid if you
diet.
weren't.
Like what? Being miserable?
No, I
Oh, you
would
think
be
like you were
afraid
now
if
on a
you
diet?
weren't on a diet, like just not eating anything.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like I tend to explain it to people that if you already say word diet, you're gonna be miserable from the get go. It doesn't matter if it's gonna take you a week or a month or a year, you're still gonna end up associating the word diet with something that you don't like. Just call it a change in the lifestyle or change in eating, or just don't call it fucking diet if you don't like the word diet. I'm the same to you, Tabea.
Yeah.
But like when I'm explaining that to other people, I'm just like, you're already setting yourself up for what is it called? For
Disappointment.
failure, for disappointment, because you're using the word that you already associate with something negative.
Yeah.
It's
Mad.
not.
Like for
Huh?
the most people who are trying to, for example, lose weight because they have to, or just generally live a healthier lifestyle, they have to change it generally. Like it's not done with just not eating anything for 3 weeks
No,
and
it's not.
then you lost the pounds. But you have to make a permanent lifestyle change so you can maintain the weight afterwards as well. But that's
That's why a lot of people are doing that mistake where they just stop eating for a while and they're like, wow, I lost pounds. This must be good for
Yeah,
me. And then they eat
but-
shit again and then they have to do it again a fucking few
mean,
months later.
Most of the time when you stop eating, it's not actually the actual fat that you're losing, it's the water tension in your body because you don't get enough, which is very bad for you as well.
You just
I mean,
get
it's
soft.
also fat because, of course, your body needs to get energy from somewhere. But it's also
Sugar.
like bringing down your metabolism. So even if you just stop dieting, your body's kind of fucked.
I mean, I remember when I was trying out the keto diet, I was trying out the keto lifestyle to just test out on myself what are people saying on the internet. And basically, if you guys are not familiar with this, keto diet basically means that you need to restrict sugars in your day-to-day intake, especially the processed sugars. If you struggling, you should have a fruit because they are coming with other like things, vitamins and minerals that you do need for healthy functioning of your body. But I have noticed that you get such a sugar crash because after a couple of days of not having the processed sugar, this is basically what your body runs on instead of the fat that you're storing. Your brain is like, but where is the sugar?
Yeah.
And because sugar is an addictive substance, the
Yeah,
processed
exactly.
sugar especially is an addictive substance.
Like a lot of
And then you go on.
Oh, sorry. Like a lot of people are making fun of people that are overweight or anything, or like eat way too much, but the fact is just that the food nowadays is designed to be eaten in masses. It's cheap, it's tasty, it's designed by like food scientists to make it as delicious and as addicting as possible. So of course you have to make healthy decisions for yourself despite that. But yeah, it's just
No, I know
more
what you mean.
difficult.
I mean, for me, McDonald's isn't delicious. But every time JiB asks me, "Would you like some McDonald's?" I'll be like, "Yeah," because that's now more of a nostalgia for me. Because I used to have McDonald's when I lived with my parents, and they would take me to McDonald's for a treat for something, and stuff like that. Foods that are filled with carbs and cheese are mostly associated with comfort foods because you feel better after eating them, because when you have
Why
a
would I be
load
allowed
of
as tech tips?
huh
What?
what
Am I not muted?
No, you
No.
aren't.
I should be muted. God fucking damn it.
I was just like, huh? But I don't think McDonald's is delicious. I should probably eat something else, and I do make those bad choices. But on the other side, if you tell kids nowadays, "Oh, do you want to have a slice of apple?" and they say no, and then you tell them, "Do you want a slice of apple from McDonald's?" Most of the kids that already had McDonald's in their life, they'll be like, "Yeah," because they associate that with something that makes them happy. That's why it's called a fucking Happy Meal. But yeah, it's a whole psychology of food that goes into this. It's just it's
Yeah.
such a big subject.
It's a very complicated topic.
It is. It's very interesting though.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, but it's very hard to make like definite decisions or definite statements that yeah,
I
because
mean-
it is such a difficult topic.
It is. I mean, it's something that is objective to everyone. So, for example, what I would eat and I would think it's a healthy diet for myself might not be so much for you because your body is completely different to mine.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like a 99.8% different to me because we don't share the same, or okay, mostly the same DNA. We live in completely different places. We are used to completely different things, and
Yeah.
we are in slightly different cultures as well. And what a lot of people are doing, and I think should be just done on a normal health checkups, is you get yourself tested to see how your body reacts to certain substances, not only the allergies, but also what vitamins you like. And that should be something that people should be doing. I mean, at least in Poland, when I was a kid, my mom would take me to the doctor for every 6 months checkup, and they would take some blood samples, they would take saliva samples, they would do other tests, and they would tell me like, you shouldn't be eating this or you shouldn't be doing that because based on your body, that's not going to be good for you. Which is, in my opinion, is just amazing. That's why most of the diets don't work, because they are so generalized.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Exactly. Talk to your local nutritionist about what kind of diet.
Yes, the local nutritionist.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know one?
JiB, you muted.
Sorry. How many fruits and veg a day is it in Germany?
I don't even know. I mean, they
I
don't
think
really
5.
tell us much.
5 each, I think.
Oh,
Five?
5 each.
That's like elementary school stuff, I think.
Yeah,
After
But
that,
they
they
don't-
never really say
but
anything.
it's 4 in France
Wait, what? Why?
because each country's different.
Yeah,
See,
it's
that's why we
5 a
hate France.
day in the UK.
I think every
5 a day
country
in
has
UK.
like these set certain guidelines. But I don't actually know what they are in Germany. Like, I just
No, but I
tried.
think it was 5 of each, or 5 combined or something.
Yeah, and here is like 5 combined of your fruits and vegetables.
I mean, coming partially back to that whole censoring thing, what a lot of like health insurance companies do now is that you can sign, like, say, okay, I go to the gym or I'm part of a like sports club or something, and they will give you reductions on the prices you have to pay, because it shows that you're trying to live a healthier life. And a lot of people are arguing for and against that.
Yeah, it's a marketing technique.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
they're just charging people that they're charging you a normal price. If you tick all the boxes and you're good, they're just charging you the standard price. But they're just finding a way to make people more. It's like the black boxes you get for driving insurance. A little black box gets installed in your car. You get cheaper insurance. No, you don't. You get the non-beefed up insurance. And then when you go over the speed limit, which they know you're going to do because everybody does, they can hike the price up and say, "Well, you're a dangerous driver. You were speeding."
yeah.
I've seen 90-year-old women speed.
I just found something interesting about the fruits and vegetables in Poland. There's a website. A translation would be 5portions.pl. But basically, in here it says that you should eat minimum of 400 grams combined of fruits and vegetables a day, which then can be broke down to 5 portions throughout the day. Which each portion should be, doing maths, it should be 80 grams, and that's an equivalent of 200 milliliters of juice. So that's a different take on it, because in here you just say 5 portions, but they don't really explain that. Like that's the intake in grams, that's the intake in vitamins, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at the amount of kids that have a deficiency in vitamins because they parents try their best, but they are not professionals. They can't tell what they should be doing for their kids. They try their best, but they're missing the mark because we don't have a general we don't have a general knowledge that people are forced to know. Because you have access to free knowledge all the time, especially with the internet and YouTube and whatever you want.
Yeah. For example, like, I own a Fitbit. It's just something I've started carrying around with me all day, and it's probably very questionable in terms of, like, sharing your... Yeah, I know. It's probably very questionable in terms of, like, sharing your data and everything. But personally, I'm very interested in topics like that, and pretty cool to see, like, how you're living your life in comparison to others who are also measuring theirs. Like, it's showing you, for example, your heart rate and how it compares to other people your size and weight, and what you can do to live a healthier life. And generally, that's like a good thing, because you actively discuss how you can live more healthier. Or, like, for example, it gives me a notification every hour to, like, stand up from my PC and maybe not sit around for 8 hours in
It's
one
like another
piece.
mom.
Yeah, you should be active for 15 minutes in every hour. So basically means you should be working in 45, 15 minutes intervals. 45 minutes sitting, 15 minutes walking or doing something. Because even if you just stand up and stretch for those 15 minutes a little bit, that's already having a huge impact on your general life.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, personally for me, I love it, but also on the other hand, I'm kind of creeped out by... Because, I mean, of course, everyone immediately might jump to the thought of dystopic humanities where everyone, like, records every single part of their life and micromanages their life. But
I mean, like opens up their lives to, like, the whole world. Like,
I mean, I don't know
Who
what
would do
we're
something
doing
like
here.
that?
Like, I mean, our world is just becoming more and more connected, and some parts we can't even do anything about it.
Gamers
No.
rise up and do yoga.
I used to have a Fitbit because of my health issues. Like when I had a very high heart rate due to my the condition that I have with my thyroid, I was wearing a Fitbit for literally every single second of my life. I had to take it off, obviously, to like give it clean or like just give my wrist a bit of a rest and stuff like that. But I was mostly just making sure that my heart rate is not exceeding certain levels, which just was. But at the moment, I'm not wearing one because I know where it is. I don't know where the charger is. And on the other side, I kind of felt like I have that freedom of like I don't need it anymore. It reminds me of the times when I was in the hospital. I don't really want to wear it right now. But it was reminding me to like get up every hour for like at least 5 to 10 minutes to walk around, and I'm trying to do that at home. I don't really do that. In the office, I was doing that quite a lot because I would go and make myself a drink or just go up and down the stairs a little bit just because I didn't want to be at my desk.
no, I stopped wearing my Samsung watch because it would constantly beep at me and say, "Come on, time to do exercise," and I'm trying to watch a goddamn film.
I mean, with my Fitbit, it's pretty nice. It just like lightly vibrates and tells you.
That's enough to completely throw me out of the film picture.
That's true. Ruins the immersion.
I had I don't know where I've put it now. I have a little thing that goes on your bottle. JiB hated it.
Fucking hell, the thing.
When I was trying to get myself used to drinking more water, now at the moment, I'm actually addicted. I'm actually addicted to drinking water, especially in the office. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy the taste of the water.
Did you know if you drink too much water, you can drown?
Oh my god.
But that's not drinking, is it?
But at least, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. But I was about to say, so I got myself a little. I can't remember, I think it's called Eula, and it's a little device that you put in the rubber band, and then it fits around your bottle, and it will every hour or so it will actually emit a little bit of light, and it will just go like whoa, whoa, and that's it. No sound, no vibration, no anything. It's just the light, and that would remind me to actually actively pick up the bottle and have some of a drink. And JiB hated it because obviously I would have that bottle next to me by the side of the bed or something, and I would not turn it around so it wouldn't be like zooming at him with the light at night. Although it was quite smart. It was quite smart because if it was completely dark, it would know that you are, well, you would assume that you are sleeping because it's dark. But because sometimes JiB would watch TV when I'm already asleep, that would still be affecting the little sensor telling it there's some source of light around me. That means you must be awake. Drink some water.
Drink.
While I'm
Drink
having
water.
like during a film or during like a season of something, that's fine. But then when I'm trying to actually get to sleep, so I put YouTube on and I put the serene sounds and things like that, and it's just like blink, 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 vroom, 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 vroom.
It would not vibrate. It was just the light.
I mean,
But eventually, I got it somewhere. I don't know where it went now.
But the
yeah.
gadgets like that, I fucking love small gadgets like that, but they're also super scary if it's stuff like a Fitbit, because that's what people keep complaining about. Like, I don't want people to use my data. I don't want to give away my stuff. And then there's like
No
the
one
like
cares.
terms of agreement or whatever they're called, and everyone's like, yeah, sure, just okay it all. It's like, yeah, use my cookies, whatever. And then like, how'd they get my email address? Why am I getting spam emails?
Oh my god!
Damn this internet.
You're gonna love this. When I used to go to Japanese classes, our teacher was sharing the material from the classes and copies of the homework. If for whatever reason you decided to do it on a computer, she would share the drive, the Google Drive link with us. And one of the guys, he's like in his 60s, something. One of the guys would say like, "Oh, but can you still access the link even if you don't have a Gmail account?" And she was like, "Well, yeah." He was like, because I don't want him to have my data. And I'm like, "What phone are you using?" He was like, "Oh, an iPhone." And I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
"Oh my god."
for me at this point, I've just accepted that there's not really a way to just hide all my data from everyone. Like, just going through my everyday life, I'm just sharing so much data that at this point I'm just like, you know what,
Totally.
fuck it. I know it's bad, but I
But
would have
still.
to make so many changes in my life that would negatively impact me just to keep my data safe. That at this point it's just, I've just basically given up.
There are ways to find out if there's any of your images on the internet that you haven't authorized, or if there is.
Hmm.
Oh
you
my
can
god!
look yourself up.
Well,
I
go on.
You can just look up your own name and see what pops up. There's a lot of stuff. For example, my SoundCloud account from 4-5 years ago.
I mean, if you've been using the same alias throughout the internet, then yeah,
No,
it's
but my
very
real
easy.
name. Connected to my real name, connected to my email, connected to everything.
Yeah.
Stuff that I popped in when I
Okay.
was, I don't know, like 11.
I never done that. I actually never connected my real, except for the Gmail account.
That's
one
enough.
of them that I have.
That's enough.
No, I
That's
know.
totally enough.
Okay, I get that.
I actually had some pretty creepy experiences with stuff like that, where people would like find out stuff about me, not necessarily like bad stuff, but just stuff that was just generally creepy by looking.
We know what you did last summer.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not gonna call out the name of the person, but we had a conversation a couple of days ago, and he, not you, not you. We had a conversation a couple of days ago, and we decided to add each other on Facebook. And then because he didn't had his wife tagged in any of the pictures or under his profile, it was not very difficult for me to go to one of the pictures and then go by the people that liked the post to then find the name that matches his name to find his wife. So and he was sitting, I think I kind of creeped him out, but then his wife was sitting there talking to me, going like, yeah, that's how I done it. So I'm just like, there is ways to get information from people.
But it's also
Yeah,
it's also
exactly.
amazing because like the services are trying to make it as easy as possible because obviously they want you to connect, they want you to use their service. So what you can do usually is what you just said, you go into their friends list, go through that, and then from there on you go to another friends list, and then you have this entire network of people going on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I used to stalk one person, and then I found ways of stalking that person after after the profiles that they've been sharing were not public anymore. Is because I created fake account to follow them before they blocked the accounts from the rest of the world. I'm not doing that anymore. But there's
Luckily.
ways. There's ways to do
Bear,
stuff.
it's you.
Uh-oh.
No, there's ways to do that. I mean, yeah, I did
mean,
stalk
yeah,
Jib a
but,
little
like,
bit
I'm
before I
trying-
met him.
For example, like, I'm streaming, so I'm kind of a bit more out in the open eye, but I'm still, like, trying to hide my full name and where I live and everything, like every reasonable person should do, because there's a lot of creepy people out there in the internet. But I mean, at the
What
end
about
of the day, you
PayPal?
can just try your best. Yeah, PayPal.
Right.
You
If
have
someone
to.
donates,
Oh,
if
PayPal
someone
is
donates,
pissed me
if
off
someone
so
donates
much.
to you, you know their last name and they know your full name,
Yeah, it sucks so much, but like
and you
you
can't
have
change
to.
it.
At this point, you have to like put in your ID thing. I mean, of course, it makes sense because they don't want people money laundering over PayPal.
That's still not hard.
Yeah, it's still not hard. You
Yeah,
can just get a fake ID.
You don't even have to get an ID.
but it's
I worked
really...
for a company a while back, and they had a advertising screen, and the screen has 4 little cameras one in each corner, and the screen plays an advertisement and then watches people watching it. So it watches and figures out what sex they are, roughly how old they are, if they're in a family, if they're in a group of friends, it tries to work out how they're dressed. So if they're in a business suit or if they're, it does all this amazing stuff, records what part of the screen they're looking at and everything else. And that was in 2006.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just
And-
accept it.
Now just imagine the Apple Face ID stuff.
Oh, Apple Face
Oh,
ID is
yeah.
nothing. If you've seen Facebook,
Oh, yeah, no,
Facebook's
I know,
just
but,
now
like, that's
out and
just,
open.
like,
It's
the
like, do you
most
want to tag
basic
this
thing.
person?
But like the most basic thing, they got your face, they got your fingerprint because of fingerprint ID, they got fucking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
my
why
dad was
we all should get tagged regardless.
like for example, I had to get a new ID recently, or like not an ID, but the thing you use to go into international countries outside of the EU, traveling pass or something, and they asked us for our fingerprint. And my dad was complaining, "Oh, the government now has my fingerprint, and why are they doing that?" And I'm like, "You have a phone with
no.
Touch ID."
To clone you.
Like,
Oh god. What if they are cloning us?
They wouldn't fucking clone me.
That's what you're thinking.
The-
organs.
we all did it. World War II, they used the nukes. All right, they went too far. They wouldn't imagine an army of gypsies.
Oh,
I can
God.
only hold back one of them. I can't take responsibility for a whole nation. Because if you want someone to police all the Jibs, you need all of the pixies, and I really don't think the Earth is ready for this.
Corona, that shit's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Spread like a wildfire.
The infected would be in the thousands. It'd just be like,
But
lick
yeah.
it, lick it.
What?
Like, for example, we went to a screening of this Edward Snowden autobiographic movie with our whole school, and everyone was talking about, oh, you should watch out with your data, like, stick tape over your phone's camera, and, like, in today's day and age, you just can't get around it anymore.
I've
Like,
got a
even-
lens cap.
I mean, if you want to connect with people through social media, you do need to agree to some terms and conditions. You can pretend and use a complete fake name,
Can
but
I
still,
just?
that's gonna.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's just education on the conversation that's going on in the chat window. This is
Uh-huh.
not how cloning works. If you kill one Jib, two do not appear, and if you kill the original, it doesn't kill all of them. That's not how cloning works, guys.
He's not a vampire or a hydra.
Just split me into two little Jibs.
Then they grow up and then they split again.
That's how cell division works, doesn't it?
I am the only human in existence that agrees to having some small Jibs around. So. Anyway.
But yeah, like, I mean, you can try shutting yourself off of today's society completely. Just not get a phone, not get a PC, just get into your house that you paid with cash, paid for with cash, and
No, you don't need to restrict yourself that far. You just need to use a fake name through and through. But then at what
but
point?
still, like, that
but then at
fake
what
name
point-
is your name.
Then
I
it
was
just
just
becomes a
about-
real
I was
name.
just about to say that about
Yeah.
myself, but thank you for completing the sentence for me.
I'm sorry, but yeah, like, okay, you have a different name then, but it still shows
It's still you.
everything about your persona.
yeah,
just
I was
under a
about to say,
different
at what
name.
point the fake name then becomes your actual name because you've been using it so much.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Says Pixie to Bayer and SnipingWizard.
Call me Sneewy.
Baby, I'll call you Sneewy all the time.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. I'm just trying to find something.
Yeah, but I think we're full on moving towards dystopian society, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for some, but it's more boring than I thought it would be. I expected cyberpunk stuff, but it's just
Why are you
we're still
running?
in the boring present.
Where are you running?
Yeah.
We're still in the boring part.
It's just one giant avalanche, and we're trying to get a hold of it, but in the end.
I'm embracing it.
Please, I'm running it. This is the thing. We just gotta, I don't know, make it more fun.
Yeah, just try to live our lives and
Start some fires.
Learn to hack. You'll
exactly.
need
Just
it. IT security for the win.
IT, seriously, everyone in this conversation is capable of hacking in the best way with minimal education and not even touching a computer.
Yeah, social.
Yep.
We're influencers.
Big trouble. Do you know anything about computers?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
All
but that's social hacking. Yeah.
That was a
social
good
hacking.
conversation, guys.
Yeah.
What? Did I miss a
That was
question or
definitely-
something?
It wasn't a question, but you answered it anyway.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Like, I mean, people on the internet are having more and more of an influence on, like, everyone around them. But,
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays everyone is kind of an influence. I mean, we're all connected.
You can be an influencer as long as you're not influencer.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
And
make
we're
me
back to
sick.
Corona. We've come
And
full
that
circle.
segue just made a round.
Ah, boy. But yeah.
Someone just said you're an influencer. Go lick a toilet for clout now.
Back
Yeah,
to the
people are
mask.
doing a lot of stupid stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, no,
Let's
it's all. It's a very complex issue that I don't think I am smart enough to.
Yeah, I think it's not a decision that a single person can make. There's
Which one?
just
Oh.
all of them. All of them. Just all of them.
What decision?
All of them. All of the decisions.
Ah, yes, all of the decisions. We should
What was that-
democratically
what
elect
was that
someone to
sound?
non-democratically lead.
So yeah. If I look at the list, did we have anything else we wanted to talk about?
Cut out.
I'm assuming she's saying about the list that we had earlier.
Yeah.
What the hell
Yeah.
are you doing?
Basically.
Wait, Jib, did you drink through the mask?
I don't know.
Looked like
Has
he
he
did.
Has he
Can you
seen it?
wait? What?
Yeah,
Is
Oh.
there a
maybe.
drinking
Oh
plug
my
in it?
god.
Yep,
That's
you plug it
awesome.
in.
Okay, that's awesome. But
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I
Let me
mean,
have a look.
do you guys have anything you want to talk about more? Because
Well, do you want to ask the audience?
Yeah, do you
certainly,
wanna ask-
anyone else?
Questions.
Time
Give us
for
a topic.
questions. Now it's time for chat interaction.
give us a topic that's different than cloning Jib.
The possible outcomes.
That kind of sparked the conversation over there.
Joey read out some interesting laws earlier. Like for example, in Florida, you cannot fuck a porcupine.
Well,
Like, we said it before,
Well,
stories.
never moving there.
Or in Alabama, you can't hold illegal. Oh no, wait, it's illegal to hold bear wrestling matches.
What's the point of even living there?
And in California, animals are banned from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, school, or place of worship.
I mean, what are they gonna
Seriously?
do if
I mean, how do you signpost that in an effective way that a pigeon's going to understand it?
Well, you beat it when it does that, and then it learns. Psychologic.
So you've got someone standing literally outside every school just beating up animals that are trying to fuck.
Within 1,500 feet, yeah, you gotta patrol people.
Hey,
I think they actually
also-
put a bird into jail for something similar recently, and it was just
for beating up other birds in near schools that were trying to...
It's illegal to be drunk in a bar in Alaska. Wait, what? In Colorado, you can't operate a catapult.
Oh,
In
man.
Connecticut, you can't sell a pickle if it doesn't pound.
Wait, Jonas, I'm just quickly here joining to ask you something. Can you say to Jib that he's
Jib
bloody
President
legend and that he should run?
2024.
In Florida, it's
Jib-
illegal.
I
to
have
sell a
one
child.
person on the internet that
Jonas.
wants me to be president. That's
Jib
enough.
for President
Yep,
2024.
Jonas. Yep, he kept saying that today. He just wants you to be president. He's a fucking fangirl.
Aw.
Hey,
Jib for President 2024. We're gonna
Yes.
do that together with our
Why-
bento company.
why wait?
We're just gonna stick your face on
2020.
all. We're just gonna stick your face on all the bento boxes we sell.
Oh, I think Jonas is surprised that you have noticed. I wonder if he's having a moment of like, Senpai, Jib noticed me.
that's because we're on her stream. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna watch the chat.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out for all the times Valdez is calling me names.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Oh, well.
Stage fright.
But yeah, generally. So, as a conclusion, we are opening up a bento box company, definitely sometimes, and we're gonna stick Jib's
course.
face on it, and we're gonna make him president of every country.
He can be a vice president of the company. That would make him a president.
Or just president of the company.
No.
Too much power. Too much
Too much
power.
power. You really Wiz, you really don't understand what's at stake here.
Well, we can put him in some kind of secluded environment first and test it out. Do a
We
test
can
run.
make him a janitor and tell him that he is the president, and that would keep him happy.
What kind of environment was?
My room. In quarantine, if you know what.
Quarantine and chill.
Oh, God.
That's what that's called from now
Oh,
on.
God.
Quarantine and chill.
Quarantine and chill. There's gonna be a lot of Corona babies coming out in 9 months.
Oh
from now.
yeah,
Yes,
like people were already
definitely.
talking about that. Oh, it's gonna
my
be.
God. People, please let us deal with one problem. Stop
In
creating
Alaska.
another one.
In Alaska, you cannot bring a pet flamingo into a barber shop.
What?
Like, why?
stupid.
Watch me.
It's like I want to know the
about
story
wild
behind
one?
this.
What
It
about
must
I
have
don't know
happened.
why, yeah.
It must have
Yeah.
happened more than once, right?
It's so
Otherwise, they would have made a law for
specific.
it if it just happened once.
Or maybe they just
No,
feel like,
the-
we need to fill in this book with some laws, because otherwise it's not gonna get...
Yeah, the
Approved.
judge was in there getting a haircut. Time it only.
They were rolling like
Um,
dice. Like you cannot have a pet flamingo in a
Flamingo.
barber shop.
You know what? They just do
Where
it.
do
It's,
you even get a pet
Cards
flamingo?
Against Humanity. Cards Against Humanity. They've just got like the law version. You are not
Wait, I got
allowed.
some- I got
What do
some
you
dice
want?
here.
What do you want? What do you want? Madeline McCann.
Oh my
In
god.
Arkansas, you cannot. No wait, it's illegal to honk a car horn at a sandwich after 9 p.m.
Oh, it would have been so much better if you just said at a sandwich. Just go around, just fuck you,
Why a
BLT.
sandwich shop? Wait,
Oh my
wait.
God.
In Russia, it's illegal to brush your teeth more than twice per day. Why? What? Who puts up these laws? Are they even real? Are they
like,
real?
are they really
I think you
real?
might be reading clickbait.
I might no, like someone's putting them in chat. I might be reading shit right now, but like,
Oh yeah, if in
Yeah,
your
it's
chat.
probably chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one's from Kai, so that's probably bullshit. But the ones Joey put in, I don't know. I trust him.
I mean,
I just.
there's a lot of
what was-
bullshit
I
on
mean,
the
I
internet.
trust him.
What
But he
was the
might be
one
an
before
idiot.
Russia? What was
Wait,
the one
what?
before Russia?
Wait, the one before Russia is in Arkansas. It's illegal to honk a car horn at a sandwich shop after 9
Oh
p.m.
yeah. So yeah, I can imagine someone go like, burp, burp, I'm a vegan!
But before 9 p.m., it's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
So you can be an
how
abusive
many?
asshole
I mean,
before.
I've been driving a long time, and I've never honked my horn at a sandwich shop. I mean, generally they've not been in my way.
My
I
cabbages!
think I know it.
Move.
In
I'm a
South Dakota,
building.
you can't fall asleep in a cheese factory. I swear to God, you're making these
Wait,
up, Joey.
what? Yeah, those gotta be
He's
made
playing
up,
Laws
really.
Against Humanity. It's just like,
Yeah, he's rolling dice right now.
well, if that's what you call it.
Like, that cannot be real.
He's going back to annoy Wiz. Jonah's gone
Yeah.
to annoy Wiz. Imagine the side of the barber.
So
Someone
why is
comes in and
Arkansas
goes,
spelled
"Oh,
Arkansas?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's spelled
It's-
just like Kansas, but with 2 extra letters.
So-
Why would the end be
Q.
different?
The
Why-
word,
yeah,
the
why-
English
the-
word Q has
Yeah, it's just Q
annoyed
with
me
4
from
silent
the
letters.
day I learned it. I learned about it. It was
I mean,
Why?
we could have a completely separate stream about how much we hate how stupid English is sometimes.
You
I mean
are
any language.
welcome.
Honestly, English is like the Python of real languages because it doesn't have any syntax or anything else. You can put any words in any order and it still makes sense. I hate it.
Oh, Dunbar has a question. And don't hashtag blame
Ooh.
JiB.
I
I mean, if
have
you're
a
gonna be
law.
president, you're the one we're gonna have to blame.
Okay, before
Yeah, but
Dumble's
I'll
question, I just
outlaw
want
it
to
all
share.
and execute you.
Before Dumble's question, I just want to share one law that I just read somewhere that in France it's illegal to name your pink Napoleon.
Okay,
I
I can already
mean-
imagine the
I
story
can
after
imagine
that.
why.
Oh well.
Oh boy. But yeah. Like
What's
Oh,
Dunbar's question?
An English law prohibits people to die in the House of Parliament.
Yeah.
Well,
Are they
dude.
gonna fine you or what?
No,
no, they're gonna give you the death sentence.
That is
Jesus.
100% true. I know that for sure.
Do you
And
get
that
hanged?
was because people were starving and stuff like that, were running into the Houses of Parliament and basically committing suicide.
It's illegal to flag down a taxi in England if you have the plague.
Alright.
But
So
not
Did they
basically,
have
corona.
taxis
people
at the
can't
same
get
time?
into. People can't. No, but we're having a plague right now. People can't get into a taxi to get to a hospital. It's illegal.
Well, it's
Alright.
not
your
the
grandma.
plague. It's a different plague, right? So
Plague is a plague.
No, but there's the plague.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not the plague.
Okay, the plague in this
Not the
sentence
one
is not
plague to
big-
rule them all. But yeah,
Plague
not-
in
you
this
can't hold a
sentence is
fish
not
as much as
plague
you.
with capital P.
Dumbbell's asking what our plans for the weekends are. Because I mean, personally, well, first
What
of all,
day is it? Oh, it's
the
Friday,
podcast-
right?
It's Friday, yeah.
What
Um,
day is it?
Yeah. No.
Well,
Tomorrow, me and Wiz will actually have a little D&D stream with
Oh, yeah.
your games. So you guys, if you decide to stop by, we are going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons role playing, and you guys can decide what we do. So we already said they're like chat is probably just gonna make us run into walls 5 times
Yep.
in a row.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Also, when you
It's gonna
just
be
said
fun.
Wiz and I like for a second I thought I forgot some kind of meeting we had tomorrow, and I was freaking out for a second.
A meeting, like we're important people.
well, Wiz and I
Ah.
are
Well,
are
we're
going
meeting
to-
tonight, okay? I expect you here in like what 25 minutes.
Fight the Demogorgon. Well, we'll sure try. We have like a bunch of Florida men basically as characters, and
Also, yes, Jonas, we're gonna make random fucking characters, and you guys can control it via chat. You're gonna tell us what to do
Yeah.
during our turns. It's gonna be chaos
Yeah.
Alright.
and
But yeah,
not
how
fun
about
for the DM.
how about you guys?
Oh, I have a question. Sorry, I just saw a law that's involving both England and Germany. It is
Oh.
against the law to
Uh-oh.
mention the date 1966 in any football ground in Germany. This is when England won the World Cup at Wembley against West
I
Germany.
think that is English propaganda, I think.
Yeah,
Probably. West
probably.
Germany wouldn't make a law against it, but East Germany definitely would have.
Which plays D&D? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. What are my plans for the weekend? I'm probably counting down days from my 12-week confinement.
Aw.
You have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I
Embrace it.
might
She's
do
stuck here
my
with me.
first stream that in like a month and a half because I had a very long break from Twitch. So I might actually do a stream myself tomorrow. I don't know. Other than
That's
that,
good.
not sure. And bento box.
Bento boxes. We're all making bento
box
boxes.
business plan. That's my plan for tomorrow.
Exactly. I'm telling you
I'm
guys,
going-
we're making a world company here.
Apparently,
go to the cinema, maybe go to a couple of festivals, go to a couple of nightclubs. Then I'm
Spit
going to
on
go
some
visit all the
doorknobs.
sick people.
Host, please remove JiB from the from the conference call.
spit on some elevator buttons.
Yeah.
Oh my
no,
god!
No, you don't spit on elevator buttons. You lick them.
Lick some doorknobs.
Tastes like happy.
Oh god.
Apparently, in Germany, it's forbidden to tune the piano at midnight, and you also can't have an urn in your house.
In the UK,
Wait, you can't have
it
an
is
urn in
illegal.
your house? I mean,
Apparently not.
like a lot of I think a lot of people actually do that, like keep their dead
Ooh.
grandma around.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Just in case you want a quick.
You need a quick little pick me
my
up.
god!
Grandma, what do you think?
Do a line of grandma.
I need
She
some
was
advice.
always high as a cat.
Ah,
Good
flour
grandma's
sold out.
advice.
Everyone's panic buying flour. Well, grandma.
Oh, in Finland, your traffic fine is calculated according to your income. Why isn't that like for every single fine
Yeah.
in every single fucking
Yeah,
country?
it's
That makes
Finland,
sense.
all right.
Cleaners would be
Finland
doing
has their
900
shit figured out. So, just generally.
Sorry, I couldn't hear any one of you because you were all talking at the same time.
Rabble, 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 rabble. They took their
Finland
job.
already has their shit figured out, apparently. Like, all the it feels like all the Scandinavian countries are too smart and too rich to deal with the bullshit of the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's because they
mean-
didn't participate in wars. They had time to do stuff that's useful.
I
They stole
mean,
all the gold.
I mean,
I mean,
Vikings. I mean, huh?
yeah, but
I mean, sure, Vikings, but I mean stuff like the World Wars.
silence.
We do not talk about the Z war.
Of course not.
The Sea War.
I don't know the word Z. Don't know. We're gonna have a World War Z in like a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are predicting, like, war, like, people are buying weapons
I
in
just
the
hope
US.
the economy will crash
People
enough
always
so
buy-
I can actually buy a fucking house.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Just buy a house right now.
Spare.
Hmm?
People in the US always buy weapons.
I mean, yeah, but more than usual now.
Well, yeah, because school's out, so they got to stock up before they go back.
Fair enough. Oh, boy.
Did I
Guys,
get
can
too far?
you do any cool vape tricks?
I don't
I
think I
can do
can.
one really good one. There you
Okay.
You can't tell me you vape when you don't know tricks.
go. I know I can do. Yeah.
What the?
He has disappeared. He has become one with the smoke.
He's
Guys,
gone.
You guys can't really see. You guys can't really see the vape from my one.
That was kind of dope, actually. I like that. Taps, you're gonna have to step up your game.
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna pick up vaping anytime soon.
Wow. Wow.
My best trick with it is I don't smoke anymore, and also I don't smoke and I don't scream at people the way I used to when I didn't smoke.
Oh, that's good.
Just generally don't start smoking.
I could
Well,
Is a
concur.
good idea.
Just,
If you're
yeah,
already
just don't start
smoking,
it.
It's
See,
very easy to say for someone that never had a nicotine addiction.
yeah.
yeah, like
I
don't
love all
start.
the
That's what I'm
people-
saying. Like,
That's the point.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I
like don't
start-
get
I-
the addiction.
I started when I was 18.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I was like, I'm my own man. I'm going to make loads of bad decisions. I got I started smoking and I started drinking heavier than. So, lesson learned. And again, free will shouldn't be given. It's abused.
Well, I have a CBD oil in mine. So
Police
it
state,
helps me,
I'm calling
helps me
it.
to pipe the fuck down.
police states, we're calling it.
Oh yeah. Hand in hand with the dystopian society.
Exactly.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really interested in seeing how the whole world is gonna turn out after all this mess. Like, what we're gonna be left with.
We're gonna be
It'll
in
be
a lot
like
of
9/11
shit for
times
some-
1,000.
I mean, I wasn't alive back then, so I didn't really see the
You know, I wasn't really around.
Oh
like.
yeah, shit. Sorry. Wow.
I didn't really know
She's calling
how
you
it
old.
affected
basically.
it, how it affected the world. Yeah,
Also,
Jib, you're
I wish I
old.
was born
I'm
like 5 years
sorry.
earlier, because then I could have seen the transition from non-internet to internet. Because when I grew up, like when I was able to perceive the internet, I was already in the internet, and it was
Yeah.
beginning to be a bigger
But
thing.
in the internet, you just went full Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Like,
that movie was a mess.
Also, like,
Wreck-It Ralph all the way.
I as a child at least had some time like where the internet wasn't as prevalent, but today's kids are like with the internet from day one. Like, they have 14-year-old
it's
children out
getting
there
more.
who are more successful and have the internet more figured out
Okay,
than I
boomer.
do. Yeah, like, I'm not even that much older than them, but like a few years in terms of being confronted with the internet can really make a difference. Always depends on who you are, but
Yeah, I was going to say, because I remember the internet when you had to make sure that no one in the house wanted to use the phone,
That's ridiculous.
and you had maximum of like 56k dial modem. I mean, at one point, I ran my 8210 via an infrared connection to my home PC because it was everybody's.
Oh.
And a 14400 modem. And I got 9 kilobytes per second connection rate. And you can imagine the fucking bill as well, because back then phoning people was not something you did lightly on a mobile. Like, you're talking 20p a minute.
oh yeah, back
Yeah,
then when
yeah.
calling people cost something.
Yeah, it actually cost money.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Because everyone was under the delusion that there was someone turning a freaking handle or something to make sure you. Yeah, it's like the wire's there, it works. You don't actually have to pay for this service anymore.
Yeah. Well, telecom didn't really pick up on anything. They're still doing vectoring, which means they're just reusing copper cables, while every other country's upgrading to glass fiber. And telecom's like, no, trust me, guys, vectoring works. And everyone else is like, no, it fucking doesn't. And they're like, shh, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're
Right.
starting to lay glass fiber in the main streets of our city, but not actually to the houses, like those 2 meters that branch
Just
off of it to the actual
Connecting
houses.
the bus stops to each other.
Yeah,
Also,
like,
also, like, another point is that, like, what most people don't get is that even though the city does lay down glass fiber, we can't actually use it because most of the houses are already built and they don't replace the cables in the house, so we still have copper in the houses.
It's not
Yeah.
only that, but all the cables in Germany everywhere are still going up to a 128 megabyte modem.
Yeah. Like, it's because by Morse code, you know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, everyone's like, oh yes, finally the glass fiber, but the old houses, like, your landlord's not going to swap out the cables because that costs money. And no one wants to do that themselves because it costs money.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. And then
I
there's
mean-
Denmark with 1,000 Mbit.
In like a
Yeah.
fjord.
Oh, London. London have got a company going round, only certain places in London at the moment, but it's a gig up and a gig down.
That's fucking amazing. Well, we're not gonna have that. We're gonna have vectoring.
For the longest time. But yeah, maybe like with this whole virus situation,
With
Maybe.
this viral situation. Sorry.
We're going viral.
no, but like
Going
maybe they're
viral on
actually
the
gonna take
internet.
maybe they're actually gonna take the time now to like they're
Yeah, Germany's too busy
holding
doing war.
holding what? War? Not again. Not this time.
No,
Not
that'd be
again.
once.
Not again.
No, but like they're actually now since the roads are free, they actually have the opportunity to build out stuff like that and finally upgrade it, which is heckin' amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of things that will happen once that whole situation comes down. There'll be a lot of things that will come to play that will affect people in a negative way, but we can only hope that we would tackle all of this to have the best outcome after
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fallout, basically.
Like the main problem I think regarding businesses is that a lot of people have to find short-term jobs because they can't do their long-term jobs, and then they'll have problems coming back to their long-term jobs. For example, I know someone who had to shut down like a 10-year-old business because of this, because it's school related.
Oh.
He does like school drug counseling and stuff like that, and he had to shut down his business.
He deals drugs outside of schools, basically.
Shh.
It's a school-related business, alright?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Be right back again.
Does he actually have a clip for that? To just clip in a
He-
be right back sign?
Yeah, he
I
did
mean, he
that.
probably
yeah.
just did that a second ago.
Yeah, but like, does he just have a? Is it just for that? Is it just a clip just for that?
He actually was writing it earlier, and I was thinking, like, what the hell is he doing? And once he clicked that for the first time, I was like, ah, okay. That took him way longer than just say, I'll be right back, and just step away. Like, we could see that he's gone. What's the point? Sorry, I'm just replying to my mum.
No problem.
So, are there any like other big topics?
No, I don't think so. I think you can wrap it up pretty soon.
So,
Shall we wrap it up
Corona.
when he's not here?
Yeah.
Just all leave it, keep him here, and stream it.
No, we're gonna wait for poor JiB and give him the opportunity to say goodbye.
We're gonna
Especially...
shame him when he comes back. What if he's on his way to my house right now on his bike?
Maybe
Just
he's
bike
him
his
over.
way.
Because
He's
we
just
live in
gonna-
Europe, it's every
Handsome
other
man.
country is just 2 minutes away by bike. That's how
Still
Europe
part of the
works.
EU. He can still come over.
Yeah,
He can still do the thing.
the thing.
Yeah. I got a pull-out couch in the basement where you can stay.
I'll
Make
run
that
you
five-
over with a train. I'll make that 500 trains. Oh
No,
dear.
Pixie, you really gotta worry about Jonas snatching your man.
There's
Wait,
so many
Jonas,
people-
no! I'm gonna snatch your man.
I was just about to say, there's so many people that want to snatch my man.
Jonas is
Yeah,
traitor.
especially the ones messaging him over Instagram, over his photo account, thinking he's one of the
Oh
girls.
yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I mean, I am very okay. Would you say that I'm a nice person, Tabea?
Yes.
Yeah,
Generally.
and I can be very sweet sometimes.
Yeah.
But if someone
Sometimes.
tried to take my men away from me, I would unleash hell upon them. I would leave them
Just
the
cannot.
hope. I would leave them the hope that they can do
Fair
that.
enough.
There's no point of me destroying people's hope. Sometimes
Wait,
that's the
don't
only
shame
thing they can
Jib.
have.
Who's shaming Jib? What the hell?
We
No,
were
no one's
trying to
shaming
shame
you.
We're trying to wrap it up, and you weren't here.
Yeah, Tubbs wants to shame you.
No! Jonas wants to shame you.
Okay, yeah. I have no idea what's been happening whilst I was away. Pixie's talking about what she'd do to people trying to steal her man.
Yep.
Basically.
Is it stealing if I buy him?
He's not cheap.
You didn't say. You didn't say you can buy him. You just said it isn't cheap.
Isn't that
Well,
cheap?
I would trade them in for McDonald's.
I already
Oh,
said.
she's
I don't
thinking
think
about
McDonald's
See,
is-
see. I struck gold there.
All right.
Nah.
So I would say we can
Name the price. And
And
two
because I'm
Brute
wearing
and two
because
Brute dumbbell.
also just because I'm wearing wireless headphones and I went to the I do just have to show that to Wiz that it is just something that I pinned aside of a clip. This is not a special clip that I
Oh.
have for a notepad that I literally
Oh,
wrote
it
be right
knows.
back on.
Okay, so it makes a lot more sense now.
It's just a random
Okay.
Jib. I'll buy you. Don't name my price. Oh, this is not a good option. Do
No,
not-
you have to buy them from Pixie. Buy them with the AirPod singular.
My price has gone up from the coronavirus.
It's like toilet paper.
I'll wipe your ass.
Oh God, no! Please don't.
Yeah, you know what,
Please
Jonas, you can
don't.
buy them.
All right. I would say
Okay, let's wrap
let's
this up.
yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's finish this up for
Pixie can
tonight.
keep him.
Yeah. Well.
What the hell is premium like Condi? What the hell is
Oh
that?
God. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun out there watching this little mess of whatever this was. A little podcast. Hey, what you
Don't
want?
be like that.
What you?
Oh, don't make me go over there.
Oh, come on, I'll make you.
Chaps,
I'll
I got a
make you
gun
come over
pointed
here.
at you.
Wait, you expecting me to swap Jib for a? Is that
Basically.
lemonade?
Wait, is it Fexacondi?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay,
lemonade.
Wiz, tell me honestly, is it worth?
I don't know what it is, but Jonas
Oh,
makes it
okay.
out to be really worth it.
Oh,
All right,
I don't know. I'm
So-
not even going to consider. Anyways.
everyone. I think we can say goodbye now.
I don't know
Bye.
what's going on, bro.
Yeah. I hope everyone
Thank
had
you for
fun,
having us
and
today.
I will see you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Sorry
Bye-bye.
for shouting at you.
Bye bye.
Don't be sorry, embrace it.
Bye.
Bye.